T-R-U-F. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rear view glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Let slip past. Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck.
Your days if you do. Your days if you do. But I ain't got shit to prove. Boo does go tooth, Lil Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool. Walking like a rumor with a pulse. Lip curl sweeter than your cold. My eyes say try me and you freeze like salt. Got your huggle, got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle, got your huggle. Step up, I'll clear the room. Your days if you do, your days if you do. All aces in my hand, better back. Tongue sharp like a tag, hit a click, clack. You wanted that heat, now it's time to meet the sun. No shade, just black. Walk slow, silver in my lap. Halo, crooked heart attack. Say your piece, talk that trash. I turn every word to glass. Cut deep. Got your huggle, got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle, got your huggle. Step up, I clear the room. Smile sharp enough to do. Your daisy if you do.
I'm the champion, feel the rush, the crowd goes wild.
Obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously. Obviously, yeah, obviously. Tell them, obviously. I know these niggas don't want me to win, but I'm sorry, G. I know they thought I wouldn't come back and pose on them hoes, but nigga, it's time to eat. I got a vendetta. Any one of you niggas, I been better. Got them gritting they teeth without gritting at them. Took a second away from the table, it's time to feast. Heard they was mumbling, talking up under their breath. That nigga a hoe, he soft. That nigga lame. That nigga bitch, he puss. I stood on business, that's law. I had them running that boots and tucking they tail and scared to put me on a song. I had them cuffing they bitch and thinking I hit. Shit, what you on? Couple years off, and I'm back in this motherfucker, nigga. Do somebody, then fuck your recognition. You don't like I'm spitting, nigga, better shoot somebody. The game and full of clowns, I don't believe you sucker niggas. Better leave me be, okay? Niggas better watch they speech, okay? You better than me, no way, Jose. I could be cutthroat and I'm all out, but I let them get paid for a minute. Let them look gang for a minute, but really they hate cause I never look lame for an image. Never be fake, I'm a realist, I'm solid. I went out and got it, I promise I'm with it. Want me to switch up and get soft on so you can make it, I promise I get it. I know some secrets I never tell, but most of you rap niggas got bitch ways. Quick to tell on you, get jammed down, couldn't sit down 5-6 days. Put him and him in a crossway, but a gang member on display. That's the same nigga with an AK on the block yelling out gunplay. That's the same nigga with a trap house and he been through it so he no pain. Look in the face of a realer. Laws come questioning me on no names. Bitch, I really come from the trenches. Kathleen crashed out like road rage. Bitch, I snapped that and got life in the pen cause most of you niggas got hoe ways. Man. See, most of these niggas got whole way. A lot of these niggas be out here faking and fucking on these motherfucking tracks, talking that gangster shit. You too young to be done been through something, young nigga. You too young to be done been through something, nigga. Don't tell me about what you done been through, nigga. You ain't never stood over nothing. Nigga, you don't have nightmares at night, nigga. This shit sound good on the track. Now you got the other niggas out here crashing out cause they think you been through it and they fade a rapper. Sit down somewhere, nigga. That shit lame as fuck, bro. You niggas really done piss me off. See, I see you nigga really done piss me off. See, I won't fuck with none of you pussy ass rap nigga. Fuck you nigga. You niggas see me all the time, nigga. Hit me in my mouth, nigga.
Shout out to everybody on here for I'm at the 214. to across the states, to across the pond. Salute. You're not rocking with your guy RFD, aka Ray from Dallas. I'm gonna let y'all know I appreciate everybody who tuned in to me, and I appreciate everybody who's been showing the love and support. That means everything to me from the bottom of my heart. And I want to let y'all know I would never take it for granted. And I want to let y'all know I appreciate that with everything in me for y'all just showing up and showing out. So let me do that gangster lean and turn up for y'all. Shout out to all the beautiful people, Growth, Pretty Kooky, Charlie, Nicola. Salute, man. Salute the beautiful Akasha, Lori Phillips, Word Girl. What's popping, right? And I want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all for showing up and showing out for me, you know, when y'all can and how y'all can. I know I be up late. Like people say, I be falling asleep in this. I get it, because I be up and I be on go, so I just can't help myself, right? Shout out to Mazza Media too, right? I know he doing something for Kelsey, Fitzsimmons. Salute to him, and salute to everybody that's over there. I had no idea, right? But salute to him, man. And, you know, I hope they everybody over there support that. But I'm so indebted to this, right? So I can't fake the funk. Well, I'm so indebted to it because it's like, when I look at this situation, you know, all the reasonable doubt that was sprinkled on it, right? It's just amazing, right? And it's like no support for this woman around the world. None. I'm talking about little. You know, people go off assumptions and say, oh, she did it, but how can we verify that, right? And it's just crazy, like, when it's nothing there, she get no support, right? She an evil person. And I think about other situations, right? And I feel for a situation like Kelsey, when she actually shot the dude, which she was going through what she's going through, we know she should win that. But that get more attention than this. I'm just mind boggled. I just wonder where how do people think, you know, like in what's important and who is important and who not important. I just wonder. That's just my personal opinion. I just wonder, right? Because I look at this woman, Corey, and just see the clear way, you know, they ostracized this woman during this trial. It bothered me, right? And before we get started today, right? Please hit that like button. Shout out to the beautiful Jordan. Please hit that share button. It helps the algorithms and them, right? It really do. My channel ain't a channel that I want you to agree or disagree with. Here you got your own opinion. We don't take nothing personal over here. Everybody got the right to have their own opinion. And I respect everybody's opinion. I want y'all to know that. I'm just bothered. You know, and before we get into it, I want to just replay a little bit from last night to show y'all about juror number 1, right? I mean, with the foreman. Gonna play that. Then we went over juror number 2 last night, but now it's my time. So I could actually, shout out to the beautiful Charlie in the building, so I could actually see how the great lawyer you know reacts to it. But let's check out the first foreman juror.
His drink with a fatal dose of fentanyl is speaking out for the first time.
There was never a not guilty check. with anything, with any element, nothing.
Laura and her fellow jurors taking less than 3 hours to find Richens guilty on all 5 counts, including aggravated murder, insurance fraud, and forgery.
Even though it was just 3 hours, I felt like we came into that deliberation fully loaded. To evaluate the case and to look at the evidence, we had to zoom in on these little bits of evidence and kind of ignore all the fluff and ignore the drama.
Laura says each juror had their own smoking gun, but they all came to the same conclusion.
We were so pent up with so much information and emotion. And so we decided to just go one by one around the table and just let it out.
In 2023, Richens published this children's book on grief. She says was to help their sons with their loss, even promoting it on TV. The jurors shocked when they were told about the book in the final days of testimony.
Everyone just felt like they're hit with a truck. We're like, what? Like, what the hell is this? It was so odd and so strange.
The defense rested without calling a single witness, arguing there's no proof Corey killed Eric. Prosecutors countered with their own narrative, portraying the 35-year-old mother of 3 as a black widow, claiming she was having an affair, buried in debt, and desperate for her husband's money. In the end, the jury sided with the prosecution.
People were really sad because they did not want to find her guilty. They were really hoping that she was innocent. And we couldn't come to that conclusion. And it was really heartbreaking, this devastating reality that this family was torn apart. And these poor kids will really basically never have a dad or mom.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Shout out to the beautiful Miss Lily in the building. Y'all know when she come in here, we got to turn up for her because she is the best. She one of the best. Let's turn up for her.
I ain't never represent, baby. I ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. Oh, I know right from wrong. Yes, I wanna make it. Me and that baby.
Yo, you gotta chill, man.
Man, I appreciate you, Miss Lily, taking a break to just come pop in and say hello, my sweet people. That means everything to me. Just like everybody who pop in. It means everything to me. And I want y'all to know that. I don't take nothing for granted. But that Juror right there, oh my God, man. Shout out to the beautiful Ruth Lee in the building. Salute, beautiful. That Juror right there is absolutely, I'm so upset just by her and what she's saying. Like her and shout out to the beautiful Melinda Reynolds in the building. I'm so upset by her and what she's saying and how she's saying it. And then if you was up with us last night, we went over, what was that dude name? Nate. Oh my God, like the question, and salute to him, but he never asked follow-up questions about, like, well, what about Karma? He was just asking softball questions. I'm thinking, is it about getting interviews or is it about, asking the real questions? Why did you think like that? You just asking questions, just centered around like whoop-de-whoop, right? Oh, man, so with no further ado, man, say shout out to Lawyer, man. Shout out to him and Big George, right? Shout out to him and Big George, right? We watched them the other night do they, final, reaction to the case and stuff, right? Absolutely amazing. Shout out to the Lawyer, he got Emily D. Baker coming on his show tomorrow. I can't wait for that, and I ain't gonna watch it, because I want to, react to him and her, because they two are the best out here doing it, right? They're just facts, right? So, no further ado, hey, y'all let me know, man, if we have any blunder situation. Let's get to our guy, the Lawyer.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back into an episode of The Lawyer and today we are breaking down another juror interview from the Corey Richens case. This one was done by Nate Eaton, who we know is going to ask the right questions. We know he's going to ask about all the witnesses and things that we have been talking about.
He going to ask the right questions, Lawyer, Oh, my. I said to the beautiful Akasha in the building. He gonna ask all the right questions, Peter? No, he didn't. So I don't know if he's seen this yet, but I guess he used to him doing that. But Peter, I hope, like Peter, he didn't ask her all the right. So that's a Nate Eaton, but he didn't.
Talking about and discussing and wondering throughout this case, we get so much good insight from this juror. And a lot of you who reached out, a ton of requests. I thought maybe you guys were kind of done with Corey Richins, but no, a ton of requests for me to recap and break this down and react to it. And some of you guys were concerned with some of what this juror said, and other ones absolutely loved it, thought she knocked it out of the park. I have some very strong views and feelings on some of the things that she said that I'll be able to share.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Oh, I've been waiting. Because when I seen this last night, and then, I don't know if it was Pretty Cookie, I think somebody told me that he had one set up for this morning. Oh, my God, I couldn't wait, you know, because I was up late last night, so I knew I was going to wake up a little later after his show.
Video. We're going to watch a bunch of clips from it. I encourage you to go watch the entire thing on Nate's channel. But without further ado, hit that like button. Let's get to it. So yes, you may have noticed we are in yet another location. We are down in Naples now. We are not in Nashville anymore, not home anymore. I'm doing my TEDx Naples talk tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. But we're down here for a couple days, just finishing off spring break, right, with my family, having a bunch of fun. But I stepped away for a little bit to break down this interview. I listened to it just at my leisure because I was interested in what she said. Always can learn things when jurors speak out. One of the things she says at the end of the interview is she appreciates Nate giving her the opportunity. She likes the way he does things, and she appreciates him giving her the opportunity to do this in long form because she did not want to be a snippet, a 20-second snippet or something like that, she said. So I thought that was a great compliment to Nate, and I agree with her. There's so much more context that we can get to a longer form interview. And basically, right from the beginning, similar things that we heard from the other juror, that she knew nothing about this case. Some people in her community were excited that she got picked. So I'm assuming this is after the fact. Her husband didn't know anything about the case, didn't watch the case, not a true crime guy. Right. And she said,
he said her husband didn't watch the case, didn't know nothing about the case, not a true crime guy. But we went over this interview last night, and we called this lady, you know, we call her Twinkle Twinkle Head Star, right? With the hula hoop earrings, right? Because she just contradicted herself last night. Like, look at her. We didn't see one wrinkle in her forehead. So this is Twinkle Twinkle Head Star.
That now, after the case is over, she has gone back and watched documentaries. She's read up on the case. She's read things that didn't come up in the case, and everything that she's read and seen has made her confirm that they made the right decision and made the right call with Corey Richins, which is going to make them feel good. Because that's not always how it goes after you sit on a jury. She, again, echoed the fact that they all felt bad about the entire situation, couldn't read Corey Richins. They said she had a good poker face, which I found interesting, but she said she was mostly focused on the witnesses. And unfortunately for us, the most important witness to her was the undercover cop, which she knew we all couldn't watch. And he talked about the drug trade and pills on the street and all those things. But again, we don't know a ton about his testimony.
That's what I'm saying, right? You know, Twinkle Twinkle Head Star in this juror, right, said the most important juror for her was the undercover policeman. When the lead detective was a damn douchebag, didn't do no work. But this woman said the undercover who reports to him was the single most important witness. Man, I couldn't make this up, man.
Weren't able to watch it. And I find that very, very interesting that she said he was the most important witness, not O'Driscoll, not Carmen, not Robbie, not any of the Richins family, not the private investigator, but that undercover cop. So I find that incredibly interesting.
Incredibly interesting. Like the great Peter say, incredibly interesting. Not Carmen, not Driscoll, not Crozier. The undercover cop. Man, this is, wait.
To me, and that's also kind of echoes what I thought the defense should have done, which is called.
Shout out to the beautiful Swiss Miss in the building. Y'all getting me? Like Twinkle Twinkle Head Star, this woman right here, right? She said the most important witness was the undercover, not Driscoll, who lied, didn't know what was going on, not Carmen, who lied. But she said, she said she could. This Twinkle Twinkle Head Star said she didn't like the way the defense was going at Carmen. It was clear she couldn't remember what? Man, oh.
Experts to talk about the drug trade and what they look like and what they sell for and what could be laced with fentanyl. I think that may have helped if these other jurors felt the same way, that the undercover cop and the way he explained everything was the most important witness. She also talked about Josh Grossman, Corey's person she was having an affair with. She was not prepared for how emotional he was, how he thought there was a future with Corey, but Corey clearly didn't. And then they finally get about 10 minutes into the interview to.
You get that? She was more worried about the crybaby ass side piece. She was sad for him. And he was actually cheating with a married woman, right? But she was more angry at Corey. What? Man.
Carmen Lauber. So let's hear what she says about Carmen.
Carmen was an interesting witness because I feel like it was so hard to watch her when she was cross-examined by the defense.
Hard to watch her specifically while she was being cross-examined by the defense, AKA we felt bad for her. Now, that's not all. She's got more to say.
I felt really quite sad as the defense is trying to get her to recollect things that she had said in interviews multiple years ago. And she's just got this hard background of being on drugs for so many years that I just don't know, how well your brain would recall details from that long ago. And I felt like—
Now, listen, before Peter give it, she said she was on drugs from a lot. You don't know how far your brain going to be able to recall. So how she in her testifying? She feels sorry for the most important fucking witness. She felt bad because the defense was catching this lying lady in her lot. This is incredible.
She struggled to read the transcripts that they gave her.
So again, compassion, empathy, sympathy for Carmen Lauber, all good for the state, all bad for the defense. You don't want to go so hard at a witness that even if they lack credibility, which if you read between the lines of what she's saying and what the other juror has said, I do think they had some credibility issues with Carmen's testimony alone. She's going to say, confirmed by the text and the data and the pings was so important, and that's objective, and I agree with her. But Carmen alone, without that, did struggle. But once you start to feel bad for her, you start to, help her fill in the blanks, understand why she's not remembering things. At the end of the interview, again, she says that one thing that she learned in this case is she doesn't have a lot of experience with drugs. And she said this is kind of opened her eyes to having some sympathy for people that have struggled with that.
Oh my God. So, a woman facing, and like I say, shout out to the lawyer, I just, this is my opinion. A woman is facing life in prison. This woman has lied multiple times, even lied after they gave her immunity to go see her boyfriend. The jury heard that, but they felt sorry for her. Man, where am I living at? Oh my God.
And, Robbie and Carmen, et cetera. And I thought that was a very interesting take at the end of the trial, that's one of the things that she thought. And I think the way the defense handled those witnesses specifically probably had an effect on how the jurors felt at the end of the case, which they went away as one of the big takeaways, feeling bad for them. That's not what you want to do as a defense attorney. You don't want them to feel bad for these witnesses. You want them to think these witnesses are either lying or they don't know and they're just.
Yeah, Akasha. So, Akasha said, right, so the whole thing with the cops telling her she wouldn't have anything if she had the evidence to convict Corey, that didn't mean anything to them? Akasha, man, last night I was going crazy. Right? And it's hard for me, to see this twinkle, twinkle head star lady who you can't see a wrinkle in her forehead not one time in this interview say she couldn't remember. This is the most important way. You got mad because the defense was doing their job? Oh my God.
Saying whatever they can to save their own skin and, tell the cops whatever the cops want to hear. And that's not, it seems, what these jurors took away.
And so she was a tougher witness. I think when the prosecution questioned her, it was very straightforward and very clear. And it seemed like she was going to be a pretty important witness until the defense took a couple hacks at her. And it was.
Oh, okay. Before Peter talk, shout out to the beautiful Catherine. See you soon, beautiful. Look, this woman say the prosecutor laid it out. Well, duh, you dumb ass woman. That's their witness. They're gonna throw her softy questions. They went over this with her, you dumb lady. Oh wee. Oh, we
It was rough to watch. It was hard.
So that's kind of reading between the lines. When the prosecution talked to her, it was easy. It was all clear. It seemed like she was going to be an important witness. But after the defense took some hacks on cross, it was rough to watch. And I take that to mean the defense, there was the information there that they could have told the jury and showed the jury exactly what the credibility issues were if they were presented in the right way. But as with most of this trial, the presentation lost a lot of the substance that the defense could have done something with. And again, maybe it would have been all for naught once they see the text messages and where the phone data and the location data was for the phone.
Okay, and this is how I know I'm not a lawyer. I'm thinking to myself, like, how did the presentation with Corman not show that? Akasha, I am lost in a sauce, and I respect him. He is way better than this in me, right? But how did the presentation that the defense put going at Corman lost? How was it terrible when they was breaking her down? The jury took no consideration. They took consideration because this woman was a drug addict. No consideration. We're going to give you this big sweet deal after the 6th interview. On the 7th one, if you finally remember and say fentanyl. Boy, this is diabolical to me, y'all.
But it's clear that this juror, at least, because she said, I only want to speak for myself, that this juror was like, oh, very important witness. Not so sure after cross.
Did you believe her?
I did believe her.
For people to say that, I did, but, you believed her, you twinkle, twinkle, head star, hula hoop, wearing long nose. Oh, man, oh my God.
I did believe her. You know what? I think that's a great reaction because she's going to explain why she believes it. But
that's a great reaction, Peter. Ooh. Oh, wait. I did believe. So you believe the woman who lied to the judge who gave her immunity just so she could go see her boyfriend? You believed her. Oh, y'all.
She wasn't just like, yes, I absolutely believed everything she said, because I think that's a really hard thing to do with a witness like Carmen Lauber. But she did believe her, and this is why.
Actually, this is what I'll say about that. I think that the bigger testimony to me was the cell phone data and the cell towers.
I'm not a lawyer, but how did that make any sense? I'm going to say it like this. No, twinkle, twinkle, head star. Why did you believe her? I don't give a damn what you're saying about the spots that they met at. We know about that. Why did you believe her? And she's going to, boy, this is nasty work.
That proved what she had been saying was truth.
That proved what she had been saying was true. So she said, because we were able to confirm where she was on the dates she said, meeting at the Maverick, Robbie's phone was there as well. Because of all that, it proved everything Carmen was saying was true. Now, did the cell phone data actually say everything? No, it didn't. But when you can
see, did it say everything? No, but he said, but no, Peter, it just told us no, it didn't. So how they go? Yeah, I'm fucked up right now.
Corroborate a lot of it, then the pieces fit together and the jury is with you and they believe you and you're building credibility, as the prosecution did throughout this case. They built credibility with the jury, and so they start to believe all of it. And that is not...
Like I said, right, which proved what she said. She doesn't know shit about drugs, and clearly the other people on the jury didn't either. But what about the part where there wasn't fentanyl in the pills that she brought? Exactly. And watch how she say illicit. Remember how the defense was like, why you say illicit? That could mean anything. She can charge for fentanyl. And y'all talking about illicit. Come on now.
Not uncommon at all. We talk about once the juror's kind of with you, they stick with you a lot throughout the trial.
I think it was hard to know how much of the detail was true. I believe that the gist she was trying to say was truth, but I think
the gist she was trying...
Hold up. I thought it was about all the details, right? We went over this last night. And when you got a murder case, it's supposed to be about all the details. And you got this no wrinkle forehead, ugly part in the middle of my forehead woman said she believed the gist. You're not sure about all the details, but you believe the gist? The fucking audacity.
to say was true. How much of the detail? I mean, that's basically spot on too. If you take all of our discussion points and kind of mix them together, that's kind of where we
So it's okay to say, hey, not about all the details. I just believe the gist of it. And you can convey. Oh my. Oh.
And then your take on the detail and how important the detail is would determine whether or not overall you believe everything she said was corroborated and that she was credible or not, or maybe some of it or none of it.
He just had a struggle to recall the exact precise details, but they were able to recreate that with.
Oh, she had a struggle to create right details. Are you kidding me? Struggle. Struggle? The broad couldn't remember. The broad couldn't remember nothing. Nathaniel, not a DD. What's this long nose ass woman talk? Oh my God, man.
Cell tower data. And that actually became a pretty powerful piece of information for me.
So because they were able to show you the times and the dates and all that, you were able to then say, okay, I believe her testimony.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would that be the same with the gentleman who provided her the drugs who testified?
Same thing. I think his was
same. He totally hold up. Same thing with Crozier. When he said something different, somebody help me, please. Oh my God.
Was a little less painful to sit through. I felt like his mind was a little clearer and maybe.
And a lot of that had to do with how the defense treated it, right? Versus how the defense treated Carmen. His was clearer. They were nicer. His brain seemed clearer, she said, which I found interesting because he said, it wasn't fentanyl. I never dealt in fentanyl. And she found him to be, somewhat credible and not as rough. So I just found that interesting.
Kind of some of the details that he provided were probably as a result of a drug-addled brain. But again,
it was probably because of a drug-addled brain. Oh my God. Oh, like Chloe J said, she struggled because of how much she used drugs in the past that could affect Carmen's memory. Oh my. Akai said, yeah, she had a real bad case of the no recalls. But this is,
Our data is irrefutable. And they obviously met multiple times at that Maverick and Draper, and there was just no way to refute that. That was evidence that was a critical piece for me.
What did you think when they showed the body camera footage the night that Eric died?
That's a great question. The first time I saw it was early on in the case, and I just felt sad. It broke my heart to watch in real time what was happening in this family. I think it really became a lot more powerful in closing arguments when the prosecution attached the timer to.
Absolute A+.
Listen. Oh my God. Let's just play.
Nugget from Bloodworth, attaching the timer, counting it to 6 minutes. Amazing job by him on that. It struck everybody. It struck me. It struck her. It struck all of you. Absolutely amazing because I think she's about to say, I didn't want to judge how Corey reacted because a lot of people don't want to. Everybody reacts differently. But then when you start to attach a timer and what's going on in the background, what does this really mean? Then it builds the context, which again, we knew closings were going to be more important in this case than many others because the defense rested. And I don't think that's what everybody expected. So everybody kind of thought more dots were going to be connected and they really, weren't. So that was left to the lawyers in closing argument, and Bloodworth just hit so many more dots and connected them all together in a way that worked for the state, and the defense just didn't.
Body cam footage and the 911 call, and showed really just how long it took Corey to actually start CPR on her husband. One piece that I had a really hard time being critical of was how she reacted. I don't know what I would look like if I was in the middle of a crisis, and I certainly didn't use that as evidence to convict somebody of a crime.
I love that. Because that's like, reading body language and assigning how you think people should act when something happens, or how you would act is really what most people do. Would I do this? Is this what I would do? And that's not really fair because everybody's different, right? Like me and my wife are opposites. We would react completely different in these situations. So to apply the way my wife would act to me is not fair, and the way I would react to my wife would not be fair. And to convict on that, totally unfair. A+ by her. I love the way she explained that. And everything she's been relying on has tried to be the hard evidence, the data, the objective things. And that's what lawyers do.
I'm sorry.
Things, are they credible? Somewhat credible.
I'm sorry. I don't get it. This juror is reliable. I mean, I must be lost in the sauce. I mean, I must be to the moon and beyond. If this juror is credible of the words she is saying, I'm lost.
Maybe credible, but when you have objective evidence like the cell phone tower, and she praised the accountant, how great the accountant was to set out the motive. We knew again from the jump. Motive means opportunity, and they took time to make that motive amazing and just hammered it home. That was locked and loaded, that she had that financial motive because she was in dire straits, bad business, et cetera, et cetera. Then she got to the private investigator, which I thought was an interesting, pretty much exactly how I thought they would react. But a lot of people had strong feelings, like they thought he was absolutely amazing, A+. They thought he was absolutely horrible. To me, I was like, he's kind of a funny witness, and I like that he kind of made a joke out of those text messages, and he clearly knew his stuff and earned his money in this case.
Now watch how she talk about that idiot who was on the stand. Man, he was so credible. That dude was an idiot on the stand. An idiot. And he did so much. He was able to do this and do that and do this and do that. Hey, I like Lawyer You Know too. And one thing I respect about Lawyer You Know, he gonna tell you how it is, and he don't care if you agree with him. But this dude is one of the best in the business at doing it, and that's why I watch him, because I get a great understanding. But I just can't understand this, right? I can't.
And she echoes a lot of that.
What were your thoughts sitting in the jury box watching that?
You know, that was one of the most entertaining the testimony that we got, was the way that he handled prosecution.
So that was entertaining to you, huh? Twinkle, twinkle, head star. To see that idiot who didn't come with his neck brace but want to put his neck brace on when the defense questioned him to get sympathy. That was entertaining. This is a murder case, and you were entertained. Was you up doing the moonwalk or something? Was you up doing bounce your finger? Do yourself. You could do it all by yourself, baby girl. Was you doing that? Oh my, entertaining?
Examination. First of all, he came in there with his neck brace and walking on a cane, and he was visibly hurting. He had just had
the beautiful Mary B in the building. Salute, Mary B. She say entertaining. Ooh, entertaining. Entertaining. This is a murder trial. And you got Twinkle Twinkle Head Star with the badass partner head who you need to, listen, boo-boo, bangs. That fits your boo-boo. Bangs. Wear some bangs, boo-boo. Say entertaining when Corey life is on the line. What is this?
Surgery to have, I think his spine fused was what he said.
So that, a little sympathy, or maybe not even sympathy, but just like, and he still showed up and crushed it and did his job, which is exactly what you want. If you're the state and you put on a witness like that, and you talk about his neck brace and his spine surgery, but he's still here.
Love you, man.
He's a hard worker. He's a pro.
And he was a character. He was definitely entertaining, but he brought with him a lot of hard evidence and a lot of information that I feel like was really critical to drive the investigation.
She seems like an intelligent juror as well. And when you have the hard evidence, the accounting, the professionals on your side with that accountant, the private investigator, et cetera, you have the cell phone data, you have certain things that can.
I'm intelligent, Peter. I see a bunch of Botox because I ain't seen not one wrinkle in her forehead. Intelligent? This woman is a dodo bird. And this dude right here, Nate Eaton, right? She said Carmen was credible. Where's the question? She lied to the judge who gave her immunity to go see her boyfriend. She lied about being out drinking drinks and she wasn't getting what was them questions that? Man, this is amazing.
Hetty, you want witnesses like this if you're or jurors like this if you're the state. That's going to look for the objective evidence. It's going to break things down. That's going to
like boo. I tell her boo. Like I'm not seeing one wrinkle. You need bangs, baby. Right? Dorian said, I appreciate Peter's input as well. It's odd that this take has been the closest to question this case other than Ray. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I cannot believe this. Right? I cannot believe this. I cannot believe He thinks she is credible when this dude, Ethan, didn't ask her about Driscoll. He didn't ask her about the lies Carmen did. He did none of that. But she's credible. Wow.
To say, I'm going to try to take the emotion out of it as much as I can because I do kind of feel bad for Corey. I don't want this to happen. I feel bad for her family. I'm not going to judge her on her emotions and her reactions. That's all good for the state. Frankly, they could have had it either way, because if you're really going to judge off your emotion and the hatred that probably...
judge off emotions. Hold up, this woman came in here and said she was sad for Corey. Then whoop-de-whoop. They was all man.
And people got offended when I said hatred. I don't mean they hate her personally.
They did hate her, Peter. They did. This case should have never been in Utah. They hated that woman. Them people up there had it out for this woman. She was it was innocent before guilty. She was guilty and guilty and guilty in their heads already.
They probably think she's a bad person after listening to all this, right? Not just somebody who, oopsie, made a bad mistake, but she is a certain kind of person to make these decisions and hurt all these people in her lives, including her kids, and to write a book about it and make money off of it and all this stuff. She's a bad person, I think, objectively. Right now, redemption can come, and I hope she turns the corner, and I hope she makes changes. But this juror was not going to make the decision based off that, which I appreciate.
But it was so entertaining to watch him on the stand with getting cross-examined by the defense.
Yeah, I think half of our audience at least loved him, and half were like, I don't like him, he's too abrasive. But people were watching and listening to every word he said.
I didn't have...
Oh, okay. He was entertaining. But the jurors was turned off by Mr. Ramos, who got a Deputy Nguyen, because Deputy Nguyen didn't do nothing, didn't test nothing, y'all. Nothing at all. But that was entertaining to them to see how aggressive and how nonchalant and how ignorant that dude was acting. But when Mr. Ramos was up there getting that Detective Nguyen, the jury had a problem with that. Oh my.
I never feel like there was a witness I didn't like. I felt like I really tried to not let my personal impressions of somebody determine what I thought about them.
That's just so good. That's just so good. It's as if you could coach her, right? It's as if she talked to a lawyer and they're like, here are all the perfect responses to these answers. Because she's just she's looking up, thinking, off the top of her head. And this is just her normal reaction and how she thinks. And you can figure that out in jury selection. And frankly, if I'm the defense, I would want a juror like her too. She's going to think through stuff. She's not just going to hate Corey from the beginning. She's going to look at what the evidence is.
Totally, this woman, all of them hated her. And then y'all look, I hate to spoil it, but this woman said that she hated the fact that they took 4 women off the jury. Oh my God. Oh, wait.
Says. Now that's going to hurt him later as we listen to more of her. But I mean, she is, we've had some really good jurors.
She wasn't no good juror.
Which really excites me and makes me feel good about our system. And she says some things later that just could have brought a tear to my eye. That's it for that clip. I'm going to move forward a little bit when she starts talking about Corey's friends.
My heart just broke for him, broke for all of them.
You also heard from her friend, hers and Eric's friends. What was it like hearing those personal, his business partner who took the stand, and then some other friends who said that they'd gone on trips together? What were your thoughts about those testimonies?
So Eric's business partner came across to me as a really great guy and really trustworthy, somebody that I felt like we could believe. Corey's friend that came in, I mean, she had a couple of friends that testified, and it was hard watching Chelsea Barney's testimony in particular, just hearing what had happened to her with.
We knew that.
Okay. Now listen. Now look. She was a bad person. Okay, she wasn't a good friend. Okay, that's what the defense made it out to be. She wasn't a good friend. Okay, she made terrible decisions, and that's what they ultimately judged this woman off of her. Yeah, she was dirty for taking the woman $45,000. I'm not saying that. But oh my God, never no question about Driscoll. Peter, you don't ask them why they did. Wow.
And that can do that to their best friend? The kind of lawyer that can do that to his clients in need?
Okay, what about the lead detective who fucking lied, who didn't know nothing? What about him? We talk about the best friend. Let's talk about somebody who took an oath.
Alec Murdoch, We knew. It's like, that's not good. When they hear that Corey Richards was able to do that to her best friend, she's diabolical.
The home that she was trying to get through Corey, she basically handed over her life savings, $45,000, and ended up being evicted from the home she had been paying mortgage on. And that was devastating. That was really hard for me to watch.
Definitely doesn't prove murder, but.
Oh, no, it don't prove murder, but that's what they took it as, Peter. That's what she put in her head. It was hard for me to watch. Hard for you to watch. Okay, woman. Shit happens like this every day. Yeah, was it terrible? Yes. But that doesn't prove murder.
Financial motive, I guess. And it proves Corey is willing to do what it takes, whatever necessary, to complete this facade, as the state was saying. And so the fact that that really stuck out to her, I think, is a big deal. And again, if they're...
But then they didn't talk about how Corey had the money and will pay that back. It was something, man.
Appellate argument's going to be too much motive evidence, too much financial crimes evidence, or whatever. That's something that they're probably going to point to, because that is a story that is incredibly prejudicial. And how probative is it with all of the other financial crimes evidence that you have come in? I don't think that was probative of almost anything. In addition, it was cumulative. The probative value was cumulative to other things they already had.
I'm blanking on her name, but Corey's friend that went on the trip with them to Hawaii, when she testified that Eric,
I think that was Allie,
had snuck the gummies in Corey's bag so that he didn't have to have them found in his bag. That felt icky. That was hard.
Oh, that felt icky. That was hard. That was icky. That was hard, right? That he stuck that in the gummies in her stuff without her knowing. But nothing else could be possible when his own family didn't freaking know he did it. And to answer your question, Chloe, no. I don't agree with this verdict at all, or these jurors. Man, this is... Look, what Nate didn't ask her nothing. Not like, what is this? You ain't gonna ask nothing? No, I don't. But I understand circumstantial evidence, but the lead detective, Carmen, a lot of other people who was lying. Private investigator who was doing things which you ain't supposed to do as a private investigator to get the police to get warrants. Come on. They did warrants up to 2 weeks of searching the house.
To hear, I felt for Corey in that situation.
Love that too. They even felt bad for Corey. Thought that was icky that Eric did that.
She felt bad for Corey. You did? Twinkle, twinkle, head star? So you didn't have no, but this is bad.
And I agree. And this is what I like to hear, that they weren't a runaway jury, that Eric Richards was perfect and Corey Richards is the devil. They were trying to take each individual fact. And because this was Corey Richards' friends didn't mean they weren't going to believe her. They believed that story about Eric putting the gummies in Corey's bag, right? They could have just said, we didn't believe it. We thought they were biased for Corey and they were going to come and testify to whatever was going to help Corey. She probably told them to do that in a walk the dog letter that we didn't see. I've heard some jurors talk like that before. And potentially that could be a reasonable inference from the other evidence. And potentially that could be just jurors judging the credibility of witnesses, which they're allowed to do. She did not do that.
Because that would be just something that would make you so angry and so upset at your husband. Overall, it was, they were painting a picture. I really wish we would have been able to hear the defense's case.
They was painting a picture, huh? Oh, so they was painting a Picasso for you, huh? Twinkle, twinkle, head star with them ugly ass hoop earrings you got in your hair. They was painting a picture for you? You wish you could have heard more. Really? So you didn't feel bad about hearing. You didn't feel bad about hearing about the him sticking the gummies. That meant nothing to you. Twinkle, twinkle, head star, huh? Nothing. But you wish the defense, they did, they told you. But you took that as a grain of salt. Hey, just let that go over my head. We don't never heard this interview about the pill bottle from the medical examiner. We never heard that. This is mind-boggling.
That's got to hurt, right? Now, would it have changed anything? Who knows? But I think it was a big deal to all of them that the defense did nothing. Now, are they putting a burden on the defense? Is that inappropriate?
No, that's what they did. That's exactly what they did because, as I know, the burden of proof is on the prosecutors in the state. And they put this burden on the defense. And they should know that it's not the defense. Man, what is we doing, man? I'm serious. I am so lost in the sauce. Y'all stick with me. We're going to take a quick break. Shout out to Pretty Cookie. Be back in a minute and 30. Man, I need to get some water, y'all. I need to get some water.
You're daily if you do. You a daisy if you do. Bet I ain't got shit to prove. Boo does gold tooth, Lil Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool. Walking like a rumor with a pulse. Lip curl sweeter than your cold. My eyes say try me and you freeze like salt. Got your huggle, got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle, got your huggle. Step up, I'll clear the room. You're a daisy if you do, you're a daisy if you do. All laces in my hand, better bag. Tongue sharp like a tag, hit a click clack. You wanted that heat, now it's time to meet the sun. No shade, just black. Walk slow, silver in my lap. Halo crooked heart attack. Say a piece, talk that trash. I turn every word to glass. Cut deep. Got your huggle, got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle, got your huggle. Step up, I clear the room. Smile sharp enough to do. You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do.
Man, shout out to Pretty Cookie, man. Oh, I'm so mind bothered. I'm so shocked and stunned. Nakasha say, if they could believe that, how come they didn't believe that Eric asked her to get him some Norco and ended up having fentanyl in it? Exactly. Chloe say, even if you don't find them people credible, the foundation, financial motive, that you can still get to guilty. Like, no, not really. Like, when I see a lead detective that don't know nothing, when I see them going there and say, hey, well, you just don't remember, but we're going to make you remember. We'll give you a sweet deal. Even though you didn't remember 6 times, Carmen, this 7th time we're going to make you remember, and we're going to write it down for you. And Carmen told the other person who interviewed her, oh, they wrote it down for me. No. The account was paid $200,000 by the Richards family. How the jury discussed the fact in this amount of time and used this as part of their motive is mind-blowing. Exactly, Dorena. What makes you think they put it on the defense? He just said it. The burden ain't supposed to be on the defense. They said they wished the defense. Wished what? How can you wish? The burden is on the prosecutors. And listen, they talking about a great closing, right? Like Driscoll wasn't mentioned in the closing. Carmen wasn't mentioned in the closing. Hey, I remember Carmen crying on the stand because they said she had a disability of like being slow or something. She started crying because of that. Was you crying when you was lying over and over and over again? And the jurors felt sympathy for her. Yeah, it's exactly. And Carmen had been working for her. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm stunned.
Was there some kind of burden shifting? Is that going to be part of the appeal? That I know none of this is part of the record for appeal, but is that argument to be part of the appeal that what Bloodworth said was burden shifting? I don't think it was. But will the defense argue that?
Wow.
Now, don't worry. She explains what she, now if you have some concern about that, I get it, but she explains it perfectly later, almost the way I explain it in so many of my videos. So when we're going to get to her explanation of what she meant by that, and she's going to mention wishing she could have heard from the defense again later, it becomes crystal clear.
I would have loved to see what witnesses they had that they brought in to say what they were going to say. I would have loved to hear what they had up their sleeve.
Did you think that you would, based on how they had been cross-examined?
You would love to hear what they got up their sleeve. The fuck is you talking about, Twinkle Twinkle? You would love to, what the fuck do that mean? You would love to hear what they got up their sleeve. What type of dumbass? Oh, okay. I guess hey, that's just me. I'm sorry.
Examining and leading up.
Yes, and in fact, the one friend of Corey's that they ended up doing their portion of interviewing her as their witness because she needed to catch a plane and go home. And so that was the only positive we ever heard about Corey. And
so they took a positive from that witness. So were there other witnesses that could have chipped away and brought more positives for Corey? They were willing to do that. They were willing to listen to the defense and keep an open mind. And they considered that as something good for Corey. And they noticed that the defense handled her as their witness. And because of what the defense...
She didn't notice that. They watched everything after. Remember, this is the same woman who said the most important testimony was the guy we didn't see. Not the lead detective who didn't know shit. Not Corman, who's a known freaking liar. The undercover who we couldn't see. That's what Twinkle Twinkle Headstar said was her most important testimony. Man, this is unbelievable, y'all.
Defense did, and the promises they made, they had an expectation that they were going to get something from the defense, and they never did. And they tried to figure out why.
So I was really ready for it. And we knew that the prosecution, or we kind of felt that they were probably winding down just by the way the case was going. And when we got into the courtroom, flipped to a fresh page in the notebook, ready to go. And when the defense rested, it was just utter shock. And then to walk out of the courtroom with my
utter shock. You're shocked? Shocked? What were you shocked about? Woman? Did you not see the defense break down their biggest witnesses? Even the small witnesses got broke down. Why didn't you take into account that woman, Becky Lloyd, went over there and got that computer out that house, lady? Why didn't you take that into account? A crime scene. Why didn't you take that into account where they busted his safe open? Why didn't you hear about that? That was nothing to y'all? Or if they opened the computer and went through it and got the, man, this is, oh, Lord.
And not be able to say to any of them, can you believe that? Like, we just all kind of walked with big eyes and couldn't say a word, couldn't talk about it.
That's got to hurt as the defense listening to this.
And I couldn't go home and tell anybody, can you believe that happened today? Like that was a hard moment. That was really hard.
And I don't know if you've gone back to watch it. Have you watched any of the trial or anything?
I have gone back and have looked and seen a lot of the motions and a lot of the evidence.
So we already talked about that a little bit. I'm going to jump ahead. Okay, yeah, we're jumping ahead to the part where she talks more about the defense.
I was open to it.
You wanted their side.
Yes, I would have loved to have heard their side. I was open to it. My mind was leaning towards guilty, but I wasn't made up yet. I was ready for them to say what evidence they had to refute the prosecution's evidence, which was pretty powerful. And
so there it is. And she's going to explain even a little bit more. She had an open mind. She was leaning towards guilty after the prosecution's case in chief. By the way, anybody that wants to jump down her throat and say that's wrong, that's not wrong. That's exactly how it should be. The prosecution should prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And if the defense puts on a case and they're able to highlight some reasonable doubt or poke some holes or whatever, great. Or if during the prosecution's case in chief, the defense with cross-examination and questions and argument can make you say, nope, they didn't prove it, then it's not guilty. But if the prosecution proves the case and you're leaning guilty and then the defense does nothing and you think it's guilty, it's guilty. They've told you, they've forced you into the guilty bucket, which again, whether they forced me or somebody else, that doesn't matter. We're talking about this jury. She had an open mind. She was leaning guilty after the prosecution's done their job. Defense did not refute anything or poke any holes. So where does that leave her? Guilty. Now you could say leaning guilty means probably guilty. To me, leaning guilty means I would vote guilty right now, but the case isn't over. So I'm not going to vote guilty right now. Oh, the case actually is over. So I am going to vote guilty. That's what it sounds like to me, which is literally exactly how it's supposed to go if the prosecution does their job. Now.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wait, what am I hearing? Oh, wow. This hurt. This hurt. I mean, I guess.
The reason the defense rested and didn't call anybody is because they didn't believe the prosecution did their job. They did not believe the prosecution proved the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And they were wrong about that.
And we never got it. And I suspect we never got it because there isn't any. I did feel that some of the defense cross-examinations, instead of Like to me, it felt like all they could do was try to discredit the witness a lot of times.
Did it work, or did it rub you the wrong way?
It didn't rub me the wrong way. It didn't bother me.
She said all they could do was discredit the witness, which is a very important part of the defense attorney's job. And it's
all they could do was discredit the witness. What the fuck is they supposed to do? Twinkle, twinkle, head star? All they could do was discredit the witness. Oh my, is we listening to the same thing, y'all? Yeah, like Akasha said, if he was taking the gunman stuff already, which everybody swears he didn't do, we know Corey got pills off Corman because he have been getting pills from somewhere else too. Exactly. And Charlie said, I don't think they proved where the pills came from exactly. Remember, she was adamant her brother does none of that stuff, not even gummies. So adamant couldn't even consider it exactly. Oh, wow. They never considered the sisters, but her testimony is so weird. She lied and recall sounded rehearsed, and she was awake when her daughter, she said, 911. Yeah, like they said, all the defense could do was discredit. What the fuck do they post it? Oh my God.
the way you can win the case if the jurors don't believe the witnesses, obviously. So from my perspective, I don't see a problem with that. Now, she obviously felt like it wasn't enough. She also said she didn't have a problem with it, right? She knows it's their job, which that's great for a juror to understand that. And a lot of that can be explained in jury selection.
Waiting for evidence or things that they could provide that would just...
Or did it rub you the wrong way?
It didn't rub me the wrong way. It didn't bother me. I was waiting for...
It said it rubbed you the wrong way. You couldn't believe it. Now you make now it didn't? This is diabolical, y'all. And this is a woman who finna get sent to prison for the rest of her life. And this is what the juror were telling us. Oh my.
Evidence or things that they could provide that would back up the belief that she hadn't done it rather than just trying to discredit a witness.
So that can sound like she wanted proof from the defense. But to me, it's, if you read more into it, it is she wanted them to back up their claims. Like it seemed like they were making some claims, which they were. But was there any proof that there was fentanyl in the THC gummies? Was there any proof that there was, that Eric took fentanyl in the past? Was there any proof of these things you're saying? Just because you're saying them doesn't make them a reasonable explanation to her. Now, to me, there was some evidence and some of the comments that the jury didn't hear, about what Eric did in the past that you can start to look through and take reasonable inferences from. But from her perspective, what they heard, there was nothing really corroborating the claims and arguments and questions the defense was asking.
Personally, it felt personal at times, but I'm sure it's a strategy.
So that's not good, right? If it feels personal.
It felt personal? What the fuck you mean? It is personal.
Personal to her that the defense was personally going after witnesses. She says that's a...
Personally going after Corman? Personally going after the lead detective? Are you kidding me? That felt personal to you? Twinkle, twinkle, head star? Man, oh my, yeah. Oh my God.
Strategy, but it's not good if a juror feels like it's a personal attack, obviously.
It's personally, it felt personal at times, but I'm sure it's just a strategy. And I'm not a lawyer and I don't live in the legal world, but I respect it as a strategy. If that's what you're going to do, that's what you got to do.
And so was there any time?
So she doesn't seem like, we're going to hear about what she says about the lawyers, but doesn't seem like she hated them or thought they were jerks for doing X, Y, and Z. She took it the other way. She felt bad for the witness. She didn't hate the lawyer. She felt bad for the witness. Still a negative result for a defense lawyer. Still something you don't want. Still something you want to try to guard against.
Felt bad for the liars. She felt bad for Detective Driscoll, who didn't do his job. This is America. This is what we listening to. Don't act like y'all not hearing this. She felt bad for a lead detective who didn't know.
It's not allowed to happen, but it did happen. And frankly, that's what you run the risk of, and that's the appropriate response. Felt bad for the witness. Didn't hate the lawyer. They're doing their job, but felt bad for the witness.
Where you thought, whoa, they're going a little bit too far. Like when they were questioning the PI about the sext messages between Eric and his friend.
Yes, that felt like it was probably a little bit too far. And
it was a little bit too far, right? But you felt sad. You stupid lady. You felt sad, right? When the side piece, right, was on the stand crying like a little bitch who was messing with a married woman. What are you talking? Oh.
Personally, I would not want somebody disparaging my dead husband's name in that way. So I felt that was probably a little bit too far.
That's interesting because if you remember back to the Lori Vallow case, she didn't want to be able to, them to point the finger at Chad Daybell. And this juror is like, well, it seems like Corey didn't have a problem with her lawyers going after Eric, saying he was, in this kind of an affair with an open marriage, and these messages were a certain way. And so that rubbed her the wrong way. There was just nothing good that was going to come from it. I think every juror probably had some kind of negative reaction to that entire back and forth. And what were you really hoping to prove with that? Like, how does that prove Corey didn't do it? Even if Eric was having an affair, like, how does that help you? So it's just such a misstep, such an error by the defense.
I did think some of their hammering of Carmen Lauber was excessive. We got the point. We knew she didn't know. It was obvious that she was confused and struggling to remember details. And I just felt like they just kept going.
What do you think the defense did well?
Oh, I think the defense, they were excellent lawyers. I think they did a great job of trying to cast doubt on certain things.
I think there's going to be some people that hate that, but she thinks the defense were excellent lawyers. Jurors have expectations for attorneys when they walk into a courtroom. Sometimes those expectations are met, sometimes they're not. When I have heard jurors and some friends that have been jurors talk bad about lawyers, it's usually the lawyers that do nothing. It's not usually the lawyers that fight really hard. So again, she didn't hate the lawyers. She thought they were excellent lawyers, but she did feel like some of them were personal attacks and she felt bad.
Oh my God, bro. Dude. Oh. Personal attacks on Detective Driscoll, on the PI who the family hired, on Carmen who lied multiple times. Y'all felt that was personal? So the defense had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, not the prosecutor. That's what Twinkle Twinkle Head Star is telling me.
For some of the witnesses, and that they didn't back up some of the statements they were making. So they were excellent lawyers.
They never tested her. They never said there wasn't chronic drug use. Norfolk Tylenol was found in his liver, which is metabolite for fentanyl, meaning he had to have metabolized some. Yeah, he not, but Big George thought, like he didn't feel that way, like, but he felt it was, but he said he don't feel like it was enough reasonable doubt, but oh man, this is my,
but not necessarily credible, the arguments they were making. And both of those things can be true. And I appreciate that. She didn't hold any thoughts about the defense attorneys against Corey, and she didn't hold it for Corey. Just because she has good lawyers doesn't mean she's not guilty.
They didn't hold that against the defense? Do we hear her crashing out on the defense right now, saying personal? They didn't like how Carmen was illiterate, and the defense brought it out to show them how illiterate she was and how she'll lie for anything and do anything. Oh, they didn't like that. Oh, they didn't like how they had Detective Driscoll on the stand and making them look like a fool. That felt personal to you in a M investigation. Oh my God!
Right? That's how a juror should look at it as well, and that's what she did.
I feel like some of the questions they asked were really powerful and really good, but ultimately, I felt that the state just did have the evidence.
And what did the prosecution do well?
And that's how it works. That's how it works.
Again, presenting the evidence. Closing arguments were really powerful. I feel like the state did a phenomenal job on that, but I think they were prepared, and I think they had their witnesses ready to go with the
A+ closing argument. Everybody seems to agree with that and disagree with, my statement that I thought it was boring. So I'll take the L there. This jury and everybody else watching loved it, connected all the dots. So A+, applaud, Woodworth, great job. Clearly great job, did the job, got it done, connected the dots, convinced this jury. It was very important in this case, more than most.
No, he convinced them she was a bad person, not a murderer.
Cases. So well done.
Right information that just was able to convince, a panel of 8 people, 8 strangers, really.
You said that the undercover officer was the most powerful witness for you. And then would you say that?
I'm going to jump ahead just a little bit when you start talking about the children's book.
A
children's book. Well, then it was actually a ghostwriter, but that whole, the children's
it was a little embarrassing. I felt secondhand embarrassment.
Also never good. You don't want the jury to feel secondhand embarrassment for your client.
When they talked about the fact that she had hired the ghostwriter, because in my mind, I would think.
Secondhand embarrassment because she hired the ghostwriter, right? But it's not secondhand embarrassment that Carmen couldn't remember, and her drug use played with her mind. This is the most. Oh, and I guess I'm just lost in the sauce, y'all. Yeah, he said he loved the state's clothes, and Big George said that. But I hated it. And for this woman to just say embarrassing for Corey to hire a ghostwriter, but she felt sympathy for Corman because, they was throwing all these things at her trying to prove their case. Ooh, can y'all believe this shit? Like, this is real life. And Peter agreed with it. Oh, wait.
You would be able to write a small, simple children's book for your kids and put that experience into words pretty easily. But I felt like it was an attempt on her part to maybe capitalize on kind of the notoriety and the fame that she was experiencing at that time. And it was a moneymaker in my mind. It just seemed like, and I'm sure there was feelings to use it to comfort her children as well. We don't see any of that side. And I'm not going to disparage another mother or say, that she didn't do that. But
she gave her a lot of benefit of the doubt, right? Like maybe part of her did do it to comfort her children, even if she was the one that did this to their dad. It's given some grace.
It seemed like the reason she wrote the book was for money.
What?
And then the walk.
But at the end of the day, she thinks she wrote it for money. Why do you think that is? Because they drove home the money motive. She was about money. That's why she did so much of this, including take Eric's life. That's what the state proved.
The dog letter.
That was a really powerful piece of evidence.
And then the walk the dog letter.
That was a really powerful piece of evidence as well for me. We didn't understand at the time that letter was seized from her jail cell.
Right.
That we discovered after the fact. They just simply said in court that it was found in a book among her possessions.
You lying ass lady, right? Because Peter's skipping a lot of stuff, right? Because she's also stated when she found out she was on the jury, she told some of her friends. She also stated that her husband said, "I miss you," during the trial. He miss you. Woman, you lay with him every night. Tell me I couldn't talk about the cake. I said you could talk about apples and oranges. He could still get beside you and rub her. He miss you. So him missing you, making you come up with that 3 hours of shit, man, this is.
But I think if we'd have known it was from jail, that would have even been a doubly more powerful piece of evidence. And I've since even gone back and read the unredacted version because we got a redacted version that had a lot of things left out of it. But that was damning in my mind. That was just as big of a smoking gun as you could get. Telling your family what they've got to testify to in order to get you off the hook is a little bit scary.
Did the line of questioning?
To her, it was smoking gun, and pretty much exactly what we thought they would take from that letter. And the only thing I thought you could take. Now, other people felt like you could take other things, and the defense even felt like, well, maybe it could be true. But exactly how she took it is, I agree with her. That's how I would read it as well.
About THC gummies ever cause you some doubt about Eric?
Really? No, not really.
Oh, wow. This woman said, not really. The THC gummies meant nothing to this woman. Akasha, do you hear this? Oh my God. Yeah, Emily D. Baker. No, I know that's tomorrow. I can't. Oh, he announced. Yeah, y'all, I seen that. I can't wait to see that. Emily is great. Love her. But I cannot wait. Because I ain't going to watch it in the morning. I got to recap that. I got to see how they come.
Simply because I felt like his friends and family testified so strongly that he was just an occasional THC gummy user. I never got the sense that Eric was a drug addict or that Eric.
His family, they didn't even know he used THC gummies, you dummy. Anybody gonna stand up and say that? His family, his sister said it. Man, hi, Jerda. Hello, beautiful. What up, Scottish? Yep, I agree.
Had a problem with.
They had a guilty before it even started. You right, Scott. Scottish. Jason, they had her guilty before it even started. And then you heard Chloe say the gummies don't make him a drug addict, though. Oh, wow, Chloe. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It doesn't? Oh, wow, Chloe. Respect your opinion. I just got to say, oh, wow. Because the gummies meant nothing to this woman. They meant nothing to her. Wow. I mean, oh, wow.
Illicit drugs or...
No, I respect your opinion. Love it. I want you to keep it coming because I respect it. Keep talking your talk. We don't get soft anymore. We want everybody free right to express how they feel. Right. But the gummies meant nothing. That's what this woman just said. Oh, wow.
That's, again, that shoots down the defense's case. If you don't think that was ever a thing because of how the evidence was presented, then you can't get there. She talked about how great Judge M was. He talked to them afterwards. It was like, you can share this with people now. It's really hard. It's really heavy. She said he was fair. He was kind. She thinks he'll be fair, kind, and just at sentencing. I thought that was interesting. She said she's not going to go.
No,
they talked about their favorite drink. She's a Diet Coke girl. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this that are as well. She said even some other jurors tried out some Diet Coke during the trial. I thought that was funny. They had a lot of security protecting the jurors, which is great. They have a text thread with the jurors. Again, she loved Judge M. And then Nate asks a really great question again. A+ interview by Nate. No surprise there. He asks her about the deliberations. Share with us as much as you can, basically, as much as you're comfortable with about the deliberations themselves.
Less than 3 hours. The deliberations, I'll be honest, I think people were shocked that the verdict came in less than 3 hours.
You know, it's funny that it felt so fast to everybody because to me, it felt like we were really talking for a long time.
Funny, it felt so fast for us, but it felt like y'all was talking for a long time. This is diabolical, y'all.
And for people that have never been jurors before, you don't know how long it's supposed to take. So when you go back there and you talk for 3 hours about something,
Man, Peter, excuse me, I apologize, sir. This is a murder case. 3 hours, all the reasonable doubt. They came out this quick, really? With all the reasonable doubt? Oh, okay, sir.
and I know this trial was 3 weeks, but we missed 2 days here. There was, breaks during the day a couple times here. So it was probably more like a little over 2 weeks. We also missed, was it 2 Fridays? I think we missed. So, I mean, it was probably just more likely a 2-week trial than a 3-week trial or closer to that evidence wise. But it probably felt like forever back there to them, right? For 3 hours, they're discussing this stuff and they just, let it all out when they got back there. So she was surprised that people thought 3 hours wasn't a long time because she's never been a juror before.
When the 4 alternates were announced and sent out of the courtroom, one thing that struck me and was a little bit hard for me was that it was 4 women that were sent out as alternates. And having a woman defendant, I immediately felt bad that...
No, you didn't. No, the fuck you didn't. The fuck you gonna immediately feel bad for, dummy? And how does that make sense now when you already had your mind made up? You idiots. Oh my God.
It was going to be 6 men and 2 women deciding her fate. I would have loved to have.
That's interesting. So she's like, jury of her peers. She should have had more women. It's not really fair if these men are going to go back there and convict her in 2 seconds or whatever. I just thought it was interesting that she thought it would be more fair if there were more women on the jury. I wonder if the defense agreed, disagreed. I've seen it, go both ways with people thinking that women are actually harder on other women. So, the research is not perfectly clear that you always want women on your jury if you have a woman defendant. It depends on the facts and the circumstances.
Had more women on the jury. The men did a great job. I'm not disparaging them in any way, but it just made me sad. And I mentioned something to one of my fellow jurors as we were watching.
Why would it make you sad? Why would it make you sad? Oh no. Yeah, we do it, Casa. Why would it make you sad? It ain't supposed to be your fucking problem, woman, to worry about which of the jurors are coming back. This ain't the Me Too season no more, right? You can't say I felt sad. That's not your problem. Oh my. I must be just an idiot to this shit.
Out, and I just said, wow, there's only 2 women left. And she agreed, and we both were kind of struggling with that fact. And we got into to elect a 4-person, and
y'all was struggling. The fuck was that's our problem to struggle? Unless y'all was whispering to each other throughout the whole trial. Why was y'all struggling?
The other woman juror brought up the fact that she felt that it should be a woman that delivers the verdict to the judge.
Oh, the other y'all was struggling, but she felt like it should be a other woman juror that brings the judgment to the judge. You stupid ignorant. Y'all was struggling that it wasn't enough of y'all. Oh, wait.
Given that we have a woman defendant, and I wholeheartedly agreed, and I was so thankful that she voiced that, and the men in the room were very supportive of that idea. Not that it would change anything, but we just wanted it to feel like it had been a decision by her peers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
that's why they picked the 4-person, or one of the reasons they picked the 4-person. Again, you never know what jurors are going to do. That's a really interesting story. That's something I will remember and take with me. That's
you don't remember and take that with you, Peter. That should be terrifying to you, sir. To hear this jackass say we struggled that they let 4 women off, but then we say it should be a woman who delivers it to them. But this is that's not your problem. That's not your problem, woman, right? To worry about if 4 women was gone or y'all struggle, you and the other one. How long did y'all struggle? How long did it take y'all to pick a foreman?
things that jurors do sometimes when they go back there, and we're trying to figure out who you think is going to be the 4-person, and that was an interesting tactic that they took, and nothing wrong with that.
I also didn't want to be the 4-person, so I was happy to pass that baton. I support you, and I love that, but I don't want to.
Yeah, we know you didn't want. We know you didn't want to be nothing. You know, you said he didn't play the part where you said your husband missed you, so you want to get back to your husband who was there with you every night, who could tuck you in. Oh my God.
So she was the 4-person, and she did a great job. When we got into deliberate, one of the things we wanted to have all the evidence in the room with us. We felt that it was important as we were going around discussing things, if there was something we wanted to take a second look at or something we wanted to watch again. So we made sure that we got all of the evidence brought into the room with us so that we could have that close by. And we did. We looked through it and we watched the video, and we definitely went back to the evidence. We didn't, one of the things that the defense counsel admonished us to was to not take a vote right away, and we didn't. We went around the table and we all shared different pieces of evidence that were strong to us. We shared kind of some of our feelings about the trial, and
hold the fuck up. I need somebody to tell me, how can you look through all the evidence and 45, 50 witnesses in 3 hours? Unless just the evidence was just so damning, it'll be easy to do that. But as we know, in this case, it wasn't so damning. So how can this Twinkle Twinkle Head Star get on her and say they looked through all the evidence, revealed what they thought was important to them? What y'all thought was important to y'all? I thought when you go back there and deliberate, all the evidence is important. Or you pick and choose what you think. Because that's what you just said. Y'all run around the table and talked about what was most important. Man, what am I fucking listening to? Shout out to Chloe from the UK. Shout out to the UK, man. Oh my God. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Just some general thoughts that we had, but we weren't immediately ready to cast a vote, and we weren't immediately ready to just be done with it. We really wanted to take some time and be thoughtful with.
All good.
our discussion and with our thinking about it. And at the end of the 3 hours, we really had come to a consensus, and it felt really long to me. It felt long to be sitting there talking about the same thing for 3 hours. It didn't seem fast. And so when people have said how quick,
look, what is the same thing, dummy? I'm sorry. What's the same thing? It was so much evidence, and say sitting up there talking about the same thing. Like, what is the same thing? Have you seen a wrinkle in her forehead since she been talking? Press 1 if you have, press 2 if you ain't. I'm pressing 1 virtually because I ain't seen one wrinkle. What do this woman mean about the same thing after all the evidence? What does she mean about the same thing? Y'all got tired of talking about what? Tell us what was the same thing. All the evidence that was out there. Are you kidding me? Ooh. Oh, I don't know how to take this, y'all.
Fast. That has surprised me because it doesn't feel 3 hours when you're talking about having pieces of evidence doesn't feel quick.
Right. And there was never any talk of, oh, let's go home and come back tomorrow and sleep on it, or was it pretty much we all agree?
We agreed that we want to keep working. They came in at about 4:20, 4:30, and we got the case around 3 o'clock, and they came in and asked if we wanted to.
So I went to him and said, I want to keep working. Oh. Well, this is bad.
Recess for the day and come back tomorrow, the next day, or if we wanted to keep going, and we all unanimously wanted to keep going. We felt like it was, if we could come to a consensus, we wanted to, rather than drag it out for everyone involved.
Rather than drag it out. So that means we didn't want to take the time to go over the 45 to 50 witnesses that was there. We didn't want to drag it off because we want to go have some mimosas, right? And go have brunch with our friends, right? We didn't want to take the time to go over all 45, 50 witnesses. We want to go have mimosa and brunch with our friends. Oh my.
And did you kind of then go through the counts, like, okay, forgery, everyone agree, kind of line by line?
We did. That's exactly what we did. We started with count 1, which was the most serious, and then went through just in order as they were, and we had a lot of discussion around them. We had multiple votes. It wasn't a flip or casual decision. We took it very seriously, and we studied the evidence, and we talked about what pieces of evidence were the most powerful to each of us, and just shared everything that we could remember, and found documents and found things that stood out so that we could have it all right there and use that in our decision making.
And was there any of the charges that you were maybe waffling on personally?
Not for me personally.
She wasn't waffling on none of the charges personally. None of them. Zero. Not a titi. Nathaniel, ladies and gentlemen. She wasn't waffling on none of them. It was not proven Corey forgery. It was not proven about the insurance fraud or nothing. It was definitely not proven about the attempted M charge. So she wasn't waffling over nothing.
And I don't want to speak for others, so I won't. But we had to come to a consensus. It wasn't a let's vote and we're done in 5 minutes. We had to kind of work through some things and some points that were tough in this. I know the second count was probably the most difficult for all of us. The second charge, the attempted murder,
which I found very interesting that was the most difficult one for them.
The law made it really quite easy for us to make a decision. We could choose.
The law made it quite easy for you to make. And then watch what she say. We could choose this. Watch what she say. She could choose
A and or B. So we didn't have to be in agreement on.
Damn, they had an A or B. Oh my. So this is. They had an A or B, y'all. A or B. They had an A or B. Are you kidding me?
both counts. Like we could agree that she did it for pecuniary gain, or we could agree that she definitely poisoned him with an illicit substance.
So this is one of the parts people had a problem with. This was the only thing I thought maybe a follow-up question would have been helpful, because to say that she definitely poisoned him with an illicit substance or did it for pecuniary gain on the attempted charge, from my perspective, she had.
Hello, Ocean. What's up, beautiful? This is the most damaging shit. And like, this ain't the only follow-up question that should have been asked. I respectfully disagree. But this is damaging right here, y'all. Let me rewind that back.
And I don't want to speak for others, so I won't, but we had to come to a consensus. It wasn't a let's vote and we're done in 5 minutes. We had to kind of work through some things and some points that were tough in this. I know the second count was probably the most difficult for all of us, the second charge, the attempted murder.
Which I found very interesting, that was the most difficult one for them.
The law made it really quite easy for us to make a decision. We could choose A and or B. So we didn't have to be in agreement on both counts. Like we could agree that she did it for pecuniary gain, or we could agree that she definitely poisoned him with an illicit substance.
So this is one of the parts people had a problem with. This was the only thing I thought maybe a follow-up question would have been helpful, because to say that she definitely poisoned him with an illicit substance or did it for pecuniary gain on the attempted charge, from my perspective, she had to have done it, right? You had to prove that she did it, not just that her motive was there, that she did it for pecuniary gain, and that's enough for attempt, because just because somebody has a motive, that's not enough for an attempted murder. So that is a little bit confusing. I don't think that what she said, like, oh, automatically she said it wrong. They screwed up. They got the law wrong. I think maybe a follow-up question, or, a couple diving into that a little bit more about what she meant, about what was difficult about that, and what the law made crystal clear or very easy for them. I would have been interested in a little follow-up there. People had a problem with it. I don't think necessarily she was saying, all you have to have is a motive to convict for attempted murder. I don't think that's what she was saying at all. But if she was, I could see that's a problem, right? Because you need to prove more than motive. Motive is not an element, but it can be used to help prove the elements. So that was a little bit confusing. I'll back it up so you can hear her say it again, and you can.
Yeah, do that for us, Peter.
We could choose A and or B. So we didn't have to be in agreement on both counts. Like we could agree that she did it for pecuniary gain, or we could agree that she definitely poisoned him with an illicit substance, or attempted to poison him with an illicit substance. And it was fairly easy for us to come to agreement in that pecuniary part of it. And all we had to do was agree that one or more of those was something we all agreed on, and it was.
Yeah, that is, I would just like some follow-up. I'm not going to automatically think she got it wrong, but I understand why people's ears perked up there.
What was that like to then walk in the courtroom and have your fellow juror give the ballot, the voting, or the the form to the judge? What was that moment for you?
That moment was really tough. I felt like after the 4 alternates were.
She felt like, the defense attorneys were looking at her, and she's like, I didn't really want to make eye contact with them when that happened, which I get it. I'm going to jump just a little bit where she talks about the jury makeup. Let's see here.
Oh, wait, man. This is. And the most. I hope he played that part at the end where Nate asked her that question, that one question I hope he asked her.
The judge, when he came in to speak to us after it was over, we asked him, did we do the right thing? And he just smiled and in a very judge.
So listen, y'all. She said when the judge came in, they asked him, did they do the right thing? What, am I woke, y'all, or am I dreaming? Am I woke or am I dreaming, y'all? She said when the judge came in, they asked her, did they do the right thing? Why would you ask a judge after you made your decision, did you do the right thing? Am I reaching? Tell me if I'm reaching, y'all. Because that's reasonable doubt written all over it. If you have to ask the judge after you made your decision, did you do the right thing? If you got to, am I reaching? Chloe, everybody tell me if I'm reaching. Am I reaching? Oh my God. Yeah, I am baffled. This is unbelievable to me. They were still questioning themselves after the verdict, asking the judge that they do the right thing. Oh my, I don't know. Chloe say, I think it's because they just put someone in jail, maybe the rest of their life. I don't think, but that's something you shouldn't. I mean, that's a great point you're making, but I don't think that's something if you're got conviction in what you did, like she gonna act like she did at the end of this interview. If you got conviction, then you don't do that. Shout out to the beautiful Ocean. She said, I think the jury definitely didn't understand that it's state's jobs to prove guilt. She was waiting for the defense to provide evidence. Corey was innocent. Don't understand reasonable doubt. Yeah, I agree. Oh, this is one part that got me. When she said, we asked the judge, did we do the right thing? Who said something like that? Ooh.
Judge Early Way said, if 8 strangers can come into a room and be unanimous about anything, then you've made the right decision.
Yeah, and I know that. I don't care what the judge said after that. Right? I don't care. They shouldn't even be asking the judge, did we make the right decision? That shouldn't even be a question that's asked. And the judge gonna say, of course, that's the easy thing for the judge to say. Yeah, if 8 strangers could come together, right? You made the right thing. Right? They needed his grace. Tell us we did the right thing, Judge. Because we don't think we did. Because we're asking you. Tell us we did the right thing, Judge, to make us feel better. Oh, my God. I guess y'all look. I don't know. It's probably me. Stop. It's probably me. It's probably me. I ain't gonna bullshit y'all. It's probably me. It's probably me. It's probably me. It's probably me. And that's real shit. It's probably me. Y'all give me 1 second, because we got a lot more to get to, man. I'm on. Let me play the beautiful, pretty cookie. Please, y'all don't go nowhere, but I understand if y'all gotta go. But I'm gonna be on her. Be right back in just a minute and 30.
You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do. Bet I ain't got shit to prove. Boo dust, gold tooth, Lil Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool. Walking like a rumor with a pulse. Lip curl sweeter than your cold. My eyes say try me and you freeze like salt. Got your huggle, got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle, got your huggle. Step up, I'll clear the room. You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do. All aces in my hand, better back. Tongue sharp like a tag, hit a click, clack. You wanted that heat, now it's time to meet the sun. No shade, just black. Walk slow, silver in my lap. Halo, crooked heart attack. Say a piece, talk that trash. I turn every word to glass. Cut deep. Got your huggle, got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle, got your huggle. Step up, I clear the room. Smile sharp enough to do. You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do.
salute everybody. And Chloe, no, we don't hate you, man. We like different opinions over here. So yeah, this is what it is. We may agree to disagree, but we never hate nobody. Because that's what make the world go around, agreements and disagreements. Right? I mean, you think she guilty, stand on that. You got to, let us know that. Right? Stand on that. We like that. We ain't, yeah. Everybody got the right to have their own opinion, sweetheart. Don't ever think that. And it ain't even trying to change our mind. You talk how you feel. That's what we here for.
I love that.
And it's natural for them to think like, did I screw this up? Did I do the wrong thing? And she's saying after she went out.
No, that's not natural to me. That's not natural to me. I'm sorry, that's not natural to me. That's not natural to me. That's not natural to me. Because if you think somebody guilty, it's not gonna be natural to say, hey, I think, did we do the right thing, Judge?
Research, she feels like they did the right thing, but they asked the judge and he says, 8 people, the defense attorneys were looking at her and she's like, I didn't really want to make eye contact with them when that happened, which I get it. I'm going to jump just a little bit where she talks about the jury makeup.
I rewinded it.
Let's see here.
Oh man, I'm stunned, y'all. I'm absolutely stunned. I mean, ooh-wee.
The judge, when he came in to speak to us after it was over, we asked him, did we do the right thing? And he just smiled and in a very judgerly way said, if 8 strangers can come into a room and be unanimous about anything, then you've made the right decision. And I love that.
And it's natural for them to think like, did I screw this up? Did I do the wrong thing? And she's saying after she went out and researched, she feels like they did the right thing, but they asked the judge and he says, 8 people come to a consensus.
No, I'm not for and I don't say nobody innocent or guilty until I start seeing stuff. Like it's this trial going on, Megan Sunwell, right? In Utah as well. And me watching that, I think she guilty. Like guilty, right? I think she is guilty. Right? If y'all know anything about that case, they had over 28,000 text messages between her and this girl. It was about the insurance policy, her giving the girl insulin, right? And encouraging her. Encouraging, what's her name? Casey Terry. Encouraging her, right? To leave this world, right? And then she was like, they were talking about the struggle she was going to, and if Casey was gone, how that money would help Megan Sunwell. I think she is guilty. Guilty.
Probably got it right. Now we'll see what the appellate court says, of course, but I agree with that sentiment generally.
Because we are all different people from different walks of life and different ages. I mean, there was a young guy all the way up to a 70-year-old woman. We were a wide variety of ages and demographics and experiences. And I think we did the right thing.
Would you want to talk to Corey Richins?
I don't think I would. I feel like I'm sad for her. I'm sad that she felt like money was going to solve her problems. I'm sad that she felt that it was okay to harm another human being and the person that you're supposed to love more than anybody. I'm sad she took away the father of her sons. I don't think that I would have.
I agree with you, Wiggly. I wonder if it's the culture, where they from, where the religion creates a lot of guilt, or where they are from. But that question bothered me too. Like, yeah, that bothered me. Asking the judge, did we do the right thing? 3 hours? You deliberated for 3 hours. Twinkle, twinkle, head star. Have you seen a wrinkle in her forehead? I was trying to. What comment specifically, beautiful Ocean? I was trying to though. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like this is. I am bothered. Then. Wait, man, 3 hours. And then you asking the judge, did you do the right thing? Like, does that make any sense to anybody? and I heard y'all, but I had no problem with stuff. I had no problem with them bringing up her disabilities and how ignorant and lying of a woman Carmen was. Y'all felt sorry for the liar? She was a complete douchebag liar. Y'all get to making wrong decisions. Consciousness of guilt. Yeah, the consciousness of guilt. Yep, this lady's trying to make herself feel better. Yep. Yeah, if you ask that, is that reasonable doubt? Oh, wait. And then they ask her, would you want to talk to Corey Richards? What's she going to say?
Anything that I want to say to her. I just feel sad for her. I feel sorry for her. My heart aches.
What would you say to people that have questions about serving on jury duty?
You know,
how about that question, Nate? I love that question.
Man, that ain't no good question. I guess it is. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I guess it is. I guess I'm just a little. I guess I'm just, feeling a certain type of way. And I'm being honest. I guess I'm just feeling. Y'all give me 1 second. What's wrong? Hold on 1 second, y'all.
You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do. But I ain't got shit to prove. Boo does go tooth, Lil Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool.
Apologize, my people. I know I got my little baby. He be like, hey, get over here. He right here don't want nothing. Just like whoop-de-whoop. But let's continue with this.
I think he could sense from this juror she was going to give a good answer and be a good role model for citizens across the nation when it comes to jury duty. Here we go. Something near and dear to my heart. Love her answer, by the way.
I would say that I think you have a moral duty to take the obligation very seriously and to perform it to the best of your ability. I felt for me that it was a sacred responsibility that I had to listen with an open mind and to not make judgments too quickly and to hear all the evidence and then to have the courage to.
She said it was a sacred responsibility. In 3 hours, you used your sacred responsibility, then you asked the judge, we do the right thing, face it. Oh my God. Sacred responsibility. Oh my.
To make a verdict, have the courage to choose whether someone was guilty or not guilty.
You clip that and they should play it before people are coming into jury duty as part of the instructions. They should clip that and play it. I mean, it's so good. Better than a lawyer could ever explain it.
And so I think anybody who is given the opportunity should try to get out of it if you have the ability to.
She said shouldn't try to get out of it, in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, we know you wouldn't, because we ain't talk about, like I say, Peter was just getting to the good parts, right? We should talk about how I knew nothing about this case. I stay on a 50-acre place. Me and my husband, we don't know nothing about it. They didn't get into how she was telling her friends and, like whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. And I hope they get to that last part. I don't want to ruin it yet. But if they don't say it, then I'm going to come to it.
I think you should serve. I think it's a responsibility, and I'm proud that I served, and I'm grateful for the experience, even if it was one that I wouldn't have wished for myself. I'm grateful for the lessons that I'm taking with me.
And for anybody that doesn't understand that that's important to all of us in society. If you're a big fan of justice, you want jurors like this, and that this should be your mindset as well. It's not like she wanted to do this. She didn't want to take 3 weeks out of her life, make this decision, get involved in this mess that's so sad and brutal for all these families and people involved. But when her name was called, she stepped up and she did it. She said she might get into true crime, but she doesn't really know. She said she'll be following all things Corey Richards at this point. We talked about again how one of the things she learned was compassion for people struggling with drugs. Another thing that she looked up was Corey text Hayden and asked for fentanyl or propofol, and she was like, that was good. Maybe not that was good, but that made me feel like we made the right decision. She has seen the show Jury Duty and likes it, which I thought was funny because now she's lived it, kind of. And then here's another quote that I just absolutely love. I could clip it and just play it to myself over and over again because I need the reminder as well.
a lot of compassion for people that struggle with those types of things. And I think the other lesson that I would say that I've learned is really just a respect for our judicial system. I think it's probably a flawed system, but I think it's actually a pretty beautiful one. And I think it's pretty remarkable how.
You have a problem with people who struggle with drugs. Okay, yeah, we all do. But I also have a problem with people who struggle with drugs who was giving, the easy way, who was written out stuff, right? Who lied, right? To get it their way. But you take that not in for this woman, man. This woman, man. This one, oh my God. This woman.
How these cases unfold and how they work, and to watch a judge as gifted as Judge Mrazek be able to weigh in as on the fly and keep track of everything was just really impressive to me. So it gave me a new respect for the system.
There's a show you'll have to watch called Juror.
I love it. I love it. I could play that on repeat, like I said. I hope all of you love that as well. Nate compliments her and says she's a great juror, and if you ever needed a juror on a trial, you hope it was her. I agree with him. A+ juror. Loved all of her comments. They're not going to get the law quickly. They're not going to explain it like a lawyer would. I would like to follow up and talk a little bit more about, the attempted murder charge with her and what she meant by that. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, absolutely loved listening to this interview. A+ interview by Nate, A+ juror for juror number 3. Tell me what you guys thought about in the comments. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What do you think was concerning that she said? What do you think that was encouraging that she said? Because there was so much here. She basically explained you go in with an open mind the entire trial.
Did she?
You wait. You hear what the state has to say, then you wait to hear what the defense has to say, and if they've got nothing to say, the state did such a great job, and it was a lock. That is fine.
Great job.
The state forced you to vote guilty, and you had the courage to vote what you believe to be the truth. And that's really all you can ask for from a juror on this case or any other case. So thank you for sending this to me. A ton of you guys sent it to me, and you're like, you probably already have it, but here, I love it. It lets me know you want to hear about it. Worth coming in here, hanging out with you guys for a little bit, doing this video. So hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe.
Ooh, wait. Shout out to Peter. Shout out to the lawyer, I ain't got to tell everybody to go subscribe to him because I know y'all subscribe to him already because he the truth. Like I said, he the truth. And I respect Peter to the utmost because it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But I vehemently disagree with what he said. Like, that's not the type of juror you want, in my opinion. That to me, hey, look. Everybody look. I'm not a lawyer though, right? But that's not the type of juror, right, that I want. That's not a great juror to me. Hey, lawyers are paid to win cases, right? They're paid to win cases, right? I get that. But how much to the extent do you want to win the case? Like, they pay, and I get it. Dollar bill, y'all. But how much to the extent do you want to win a case? Oh my. Oh we. Oh we. Oh we. How much do it of an extent do you want to win a case? That's just something that's on my mind. Yeah. But I got this other stuff I want to look at, man. Longer, I'm on one right now. Like, I feel bad for Corey.
Or friend, talking about loss with kids can be a tricky subject. Joining us now is author of Are You With Me? Corey Richards. And Corey, I want to start with your story. What happened in your personal life?
So my husband passed away unexpectedly last year. He was 39. It completely
took us all by shock. We have 3 little boys, 10, 9, and 6. And it's only been a year. How did you go from processing death to, I need to write a book and help others?
You know, I just watched the struggle that my kids were going through and trying to find something that we used to cope at nights. Nights are the hardest, it seems like, for everybody when, you know, dealing with anything. But I just wanted some story to read to my kids at night.
I was reading it and I remember I just was in tears and I thought, like, this is perfect for her family. It just seemed perfect. And so I was just baffled at how she even had the time to do that.
And it's, you know, explaining to my kids, just because he's not present here with us, that doesn't mean his presence isn't here with us and he's doing these things with us.
Viewers at home, what they saw in that interview was this bereaved young woman who tragically lost her husband.
Like, death is still here, it's just in a different way.
But this would be just the beginning of the story, and boy, was there a lot more coming their way.
And we're clear. Good job, everyone. Let's get ready for headlines.
For the emergency. I'm so afraid to be cold. Okay, tell me exactly what happened. I don't know. I was sleeping with my kids. Okay, I can't even tell you. I need you to take a deep breath. What's going on?
It's a little after 3 in the morning, and Corey Richards calls 911 saying her husband Eric is not breathing and is cold to the touch.
Okay, can you do CPR? You don't know, I'm gonna...
Hold up. Shout out to the beautiful and talented. Oh, hold up. The beautiful and talented and witty and give me so much game when it comes to this. The beautiful Mo _S. She's in the building. Hey, Mo, do that gangster lean with us. Man, shout out to the beautiful _Mo S. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm going like bananas. Like my noodles ain't right, y'all. Oh my God. Oh, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Hold up, but before we get to this, y'all, I want to go to the beautiful Ashley Merchant, right? She's this big-time lawyer out of Georgia, right? Defense lawyer. She like the head of the defense team down there, and her and her husband have their own practice, right? But she was real huge in bringing down Fannie Willis when she uncovered that Fannie Willis, when she was trying to put that case on President Trump, that Fannie Willis, the dude she was with, Nathan Wade, they were secret lovers, right? Shout out to the beautiful Helen Keller in the building, right? They found out her and Nathan Wade was lovers, and she paid him this enormous amount of money, right? Enormous. And then also she known for Brian Steele, right? In the case when that judge tried to put Brian Steele in in contempt. And she came down there with like about 20 or 30 defense lawyers, right? Out there, and made that judge say, hold up, wait a minute. Now, hold up, wait a minute. Let me put the beautiful Mo S in it. If y'all heard my little baby in the background, he right here chilling with his pappy today. So hold up, let me turn up for Mo S with, she gave her 5 memberships, right? Y'all make sure y'all put them beautiful hearts, right? And let me turn up with her with Pretty Kooky. You're a daisy if you do. I love this song, Pretty Kooky.
You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do. Bet I ain't got shit to prove. Boo does go tooth, Lil Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool. Whoa, Walking like a rumor with a pose. Lip curl sweeter than your cold. My eyes say try me and you freeze like salt. Got your huggle, got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle, got your huggle. Step up, I'll clear the room. You're a daisy if you do, you're a daisy if you do. All aces in my hand, better back. Tongue sharp like a tag, hit a click clack. You wanted that heat, now it's time to meet the sun. No shade, just black. Walk slow, silver in my lap. Halo crooked heart attack. Say your piece, talk that trash. I turn every word to glass. Cut deep. Got your huggle, got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle, got your huggle. Step up, I clear the room. Smile sharp enough to do. You're a daisy if you do.
And no, she wasn't in the YSL case, but she came down there. And plus, some people who was it's a lot to go with it because she defended some defendants, not particularly in that case, but down there in Georgia. Like, man, look, and I feel you, Ocean, but like, I got on to her right during that case, so I ain't know how good, or who she was, for me to be honest, right? And not only is she a ferocious lawyer, man, this woman is stunningly gorgeous, right? Mary, and I say that with all respect, but she is stunningly gorgeous. Oh my. Oh my. Let's get to her because I want them to talk about after the case. It's her and some other guy.
So she's got up next sentencing on May 13th, which just happens to be Eric's birthday. I don't think that was by coincidence. And I'm really surprised that the defense agreed to that. But after that, she'll be going through the appellate process. And what does that look like? Really, that looks like a lot of time and lawyers combing through a file, trying to figure out if something happened in the case that was wrong. But she faces she faces two options. She faces 25 years to life in prison, or she could get life without the possibility of parole. The judge is the one that decides it. And so we think that the judge will probably hear from lots of different witnesses. The attorneys are going to argue, but also
it's she was the head. I don't know what it's called down there, Mo. She was the head of some of the defenses, like she was the president, right? And when Brian Steele got held in contempt in that YSL case, when she tried to put him in jail, Ashley Merchant came down there, boy. Man, she was on his neck. Maybe I need to show y'all that, right? But man, this woman is absolutely beautiful.
So she's got up next sentencing on May 13th, which just happens to be Eric's birthday. I don't think that was by coincidence. And I'm really surprised that the defense agreed to that. But after that, she'll be going through the appellate process. And what does that look like? Really, that looks like a lot of time and lawyers combing through a file, trying to figure out if something happened in the case that was wrong. But she faces she faces two options. She faces 25 years to life in prison, or she could get life without the possibility of parole. The judge is the one that decides it. And so we think that the judge will probably hear from lots of different witnesses. The attorneys are going to argue, but also victim impact statements. So we'll probably hear from Eric's family. We may hear from some of Corey's family, both of their families, to determine whether or not she should have life or life without parole. And then the judge is the one that's going to make that decision. So, I'm curious, Dave, what's your prediction on this sentence that Corey's going to receive from the judge?
Well, the prosecutor in me is hoping she'll get life. I like to believe she'll get life in prison, but I actually think that the statements made by the victims and by Corey Richards, her elocution when she gets up and if she speaks, which I think she will, I think that's going to matter here. And I want to hear what you think, Ashley, because normally the cake is baked by this point. There's mandatory minimums. A judge knows what the judge is going to do. But I think here that we all want to hear Corey Richards to see if she will show any remorse, any humanity, or is she going to go down with the ship and continue her professor that she's innocent, that she was the victim herself. Remember, she wrote that book, and we'll get to it, but that had an impact on this jury. I mean, it just makes her look like a huge sociopath to write a book about grief when you're the one who caused your kids to be orphaned. So I just think that in this case, the statements by the victims and by her will have an impact, but I'm leaning towards life in prison.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the judge is most likely to give her life. the question for me is whether or not he's going to give her the chance of parole. And I'll answer your question about what I would do, or, what my opinion would be as far as her testifying. But then I want to talk a minute about, life with parole versus life without parole. And I'll go on my soapbox for a minute about that. But, it's hard when you have a client who's just gone to trial and they got convicted. They're trying to get over that and they're trying to weigh their options and figure out what's next. The problem is if she allocutes, is what we call it, if she gets up there and makes a statement and her statement says, I did it, I'm sorry, and what she needs to do to get a lenient sentence, more lenient sentence, she needs to get up there and she needs to admit what she did. She needs to, show real remorse, explain it, something that the judge can actually see. And, after doing this a while, you kind of become a human lie detector test. And I think judges are really good at being able to see true remorse. The problem with that, and this is what's hard when you're advising someone like that, is that affects her ability to appeal. So if she wants to appeal the case, and you got to remember, she's making this decision before she is sentenced. So she doesn't know if the judge is going to give her a chance of parole or if the judge is going to give her life without parole. So, in my opinion, if he gives her life without parole, appeal. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. So why would you not appeal? But if there's some hope there, maybe she would make the decision, to actually say what happened if she did do it. And, there's always the chance she didn't do it. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but there's always that chance. But, to get a lenient sentence or get a more lenient sentence, you really need to be honest about it. And that's a problem because she's got the, appellate rights. My issue with the life without parole versus, life with, I think she's going to get life either way. But to me, and I have a lot of clients, I do a lot of appeals. And so when you do appeals, you have a lot of clients in prison. I didn't get them there, but I represent them and they're in prison. And one of the things that I've learned is that life without parole, it's an awful sentence in my opinion, because it removes hope. And when you remove hope, you have what we see in our prison system, which is an awful, awful, horrible system of, just people acting horrible. It's very hard to control human behavior when there's no hope. Most of the things that humans do are because there's some hope of something better. And so if you remove all chances of hope, I just think that that's a very difficult population to house because, they're really living for their.
Mois, I am looking at her eyebrows now, boy. She got that McDonald arch. She's still pretty. Now look, y'all ain't lying. Now look, I know I wasn't tuned. You know what's? Hold up real quick, because I'm glad y'all just said that about Camille Vasquez, right? Man, I wish I would have been locked in with y'all then, cause and like I said, I got a lot more stuff to do on Corey, but I wish I would have been locked, because I want to look at that when she cross-examined Amber Heard. Oh my, and you ain't lying, that woman is gorgeous. And look, I remember after that, she got made a partner. After that, she got made a partner, y'all. She got made a partner after that. So look, I knew y'all, and I didn't know y'all, but I was watching this. When they was what's that one comment that dude said, like about Johnny Depp, the Pirates or something? I can't remember, but boy, I could watch this shit over. That one dude said, boy, that was the funniest shit ever. Y'all, what was that comment Cuz said about the Pirates? You're not familiar with the Pirates? Somebody tell me, please. What was that comment? The dude with the red hair. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. That I swear to y'all, I rewinded that. I laughed my ass off so hard, so many times to that. When Johnny said mega, yeah, I know, but like, oh man, I gotta fight. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, because see, look, even though y'all, I can't remember, because it was something about the Pirates of the Caribbean, Mo. It been so long. It was something about the Pirates of the Caribbean, right, in the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. It was something about the Pirates of the Caribbean, right? And he made a joke about, it's like, you don't know. Oh my God. Now I gotta find that. Now, I'm gonna find this. Like, I watched that shit so much, man, I had a headache. Oh my God, man, that Pirates, the way he said, so you never, You like acting or something in the pot. Oh, so you think Johnny was a pot or something like that? Oh my, the bottle of Coke and the sanding pot. Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie, this is the best silver shit I ever seen in my life. And I ain't just saying that. But this woman right here, hold up, y'all. Let me pull it up. Cause we finna play her. I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad that Mo said, because me and Mo talked about this, boy. I told her, like when I was telling her, trying to give her my stuff, I like try to tell her about Camilla, but she already knew about her, obviously, right? But I was just telling her about my experience with her. Well, I mean, of knowing who Camilla was, and man, she a bad shut up. She a bad mother shut up.
Seated. Cross-examination.
Good afternoon, Ms. Heard.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial, has he?
Not that I've noticed, no.
You've looked at him, though, many times, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Why? Oh, what? Say, look, this, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this right here was so amazing to me. Like, y'all gotta understand, like, when you watching something, and like when a lawyer, you're like this, when you're not as gifted as a lot of people are, it's understanding these lawyers speak. The way it's it was so simplistic, not simplistic because it was powerful, right? But she made it to where the average motherfucker could understand this. I'm gonna let it play. This was so good.
All right, be seated. Cross-examination.
Good afternoon, Ms. Heard.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial, has he?
Not that I've noticed, no.
You've looked at him, though, many times, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
You know exactly why Mr. Depp won't look back at you, don't you?
I do.
He promised you you would never see his eyes again. Isn't that true?
I don't recall if he said that.
One of the last times you ever saw Mr. Depp was when you met him in San Francisco in July of 2016, right?
That was the second to last time I saw him, yes.
And this was after you had publicly accused him of domestic violence.
I got my restraining order before that, yes. Mm-hmm.
And this is after you had obtained the domestic violence restraining order against him.
That's correct.
Let's please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 1229. For the record, it's at 1101 through 1209.
Hey, that dude right there. I'm going to find that cross-examination cuz I forgot who he was talking to. Him right there. Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on, yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh, shit. That funny looking ass dude. Oh, my God. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Hold up, y'all. Hold on. I'm going to play this. I got to play his whole cross one day.
I'm going to ask that it be admitted into evidence.
Any objection to 1229?
Yes.
All right, 1229. You want to enter it in its entirety?
Yes, please.
Okay, 1229 entered in its entirety. Go ahead and play your section.
I don't understand.
Oh no, a hug will save it all. All this, everything.
I just wanted to touch you.
Really? After all the shit you just said?
I just wanted to give you a hug. Yes, please stop me. Please stop. Please, I just wanted to hug you and say bye. I wanted to get you back.
We did that last night. It's fine. That was good enough. No, because I'm nothing to you. I will always be nothing to you.
Calm.
Get for you, I'm a shrimp.
Please just come.
No, what you doing?
No,
we'll see each other again. You don't take my fucking glasses. No. You don't like fucking looking at not my fucking eyes. You will not see my eyes again.
That's you and Mr. Depp in that recording.
That is.
And this is from when you and Mr. Depp met in San Francisco in July of 2016, right?
Yes, that's what it sounds like. That was in the hotel. We met once after that as well.
This is after you publicly accused him of domestic abuse.
Yes, and got my TRO.
Yeah. And he tells you, you will not see my eyes again, doesn't he?
Yes, he does in that recording.
And he kept that promise, hasn't he?
As far as I know, he cannot look at me.
He won't look at you, right, Ms. Heard?
He can't.
One of the first questions your counsel asked you on direct is, why are you here? Do you remember that?
I do.
Let's please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 357A, which is already in evidence, Your Honor. And for the record, it's 2122 through 2140.
Right, and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny, that Johnny, that man, I'm a victim too, my son, and
Yes.
I know it's a fair fight. To see how many people believe or side of you.
That's your voice on that recording, right?
Yes, it is.
And you were speaking with Mr. Depp?
Yes.
And you said to Mr. Depp, quote, you can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and the judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp, a man, a victim too of domestic violence, end quote. That's what you said, right?
I was saying it to the man who beat me up, yes. I thought it was preposterous.
And the man you beat up numerous times. Right, Ms. Heard?
I could never hurt Johnny.
You're here in this courtroom because Mr. Depp finally told the world that he's a victim of domestic violence.
I know that he is suing me. And I sued.
And think he would tell the world he was a victim of domestic violence, did you?
Hold up, y'all. Look. I'm sorry. Look, y'all. Look, I got y'all caught up in what I was saying. I'm going to bring that back. But look, I got y'all caught up in what I was saying about the Pirates of the Caribbean, because I got to let y'all see that real quick. I'm sorry. I apologize. I got to. It's a disservice if I don't. You know, it's a disservice. And shout out to Lawyer Lee, because this is where I'm finna get it from. It's a disservice if I don't, y'all. I'm sorry. I like, this was the funniest shit to me ever in this trial, right? And I want y'all to understand that, like, and I want y'all to really say, I apologize. But this was the best shit ever. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, boy. Man, I wish I would have knew you, mother. Shut your mouths, then, boy. Oh my God. It would have been a trial with y'all. Now I gotta turn this down a little bit. I'm gonna just get to just like 220. And put it right there. I'm gonna start it right there. Let me go right here. Let me add this to the stage. And I'll come back to Camilla in a minute.
All of the most important parts of the entire trial. So please turn those notifications on so you don't miss anything. So I'm going to set up what happened with the witness, because the first thing that happened was the witness was being very aggressive, and twice the judge admonished him to just answer the question instead of sort of talking back to the attorney. So I want to show you that so you can kind of see where things stood when the implosion happened. So here it is.
Waste everyone's time. I think it's fairly obvious. But thank you. Go ahead. These were your words. I'm just saying back how they're interpreted. Okay. Let's start with the easy question then. Maybe we can. That was pretty easy. Go ahead.
All right, Doctor, you're going to have to just answer the questions.
Okay. Sorry about that.
You need to just answer the questions.
Okay. You are not rendering any diagnosis whatsoever of Mr. Depp today or ever. No, I probably would say to you that certainly I would not say narcissistic personality, so I would say traits. Certainly from what I have read, intimate partner violence is not a diagnosis. So the answer is no for that. Narcissistic personality traits is not a diagnosis. The answer is no. But if you want to tell me that substance use disorder is a psychiatric diagnosis, the answer is yes. And
So with that background, now I want you to
Look, bro. Listen to y'all. Look, shout out to the beautiful Lawyer Lee. I watch her stuff all the time. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to her. She ice water. And when I say ice water, I mean she the truth. Right? Look, this dude mouth. The way he was doing his mouth. Like, did you need some water? I apologize, beautiful Lawyer Lee.
Watch what happens when Johnny Depp's attorney asked Dr. Spiegel whether he based his conclusions.
Shout out to the beautiful Gino, and I'm sorry everybody else in the building. I love y'all to death.
About Depp's slow processing speed on how Depp acted as a pirate in a movie. You don't have to be an expert in body language to know exactly what's being said and communicated through the body language here. Take a look. It's pretty dramatic.
I saw no delay in processing speed. All I'm saying.
Let me ask you about pirates, though. You compared pirates to the to the depositions given in this case.
Then I apologize for what I said. Then I misspoke.
You misspoke. You didn't make the comparison
right now. Just a second ago. Just a second ago. I may have said that I misspoke. I apologize. I misspoke.
Okay. Because you know you can't compare pirates to sworn testimony, right?
Yes. Okay. But you can, as an aside, you can judge someone's processing speed at any time. Like I'm judging yours right now.
Hold up. Oh my God. I forgot about the processing speed. Hold up. I got to bring that back. Tell me I misspoke. Huh.
Because you know you can't compare pirates to sworn testimony.
I'm sorry.
I misspoke.
Okay.
Second ago? Just a second ago. I may have said that. Just a second ago. I may have said that I misspoke. I apologize. I misspoke.
Okay. Because you know you can't compare pirates to sworn testimony, right?
Baker's favorite suitcase.
Okay.
But you can. But as an aside, you can judge someone's processing speed at any time. Like I'm judging yours right now. You're judging mine. We all judge processing speed as a baseline because of what we know about each other. I would say your processing speed right now is not slow. So I mean, we're judging processing speed. I'm just saying to you.
What?
Yeah. But no, any of Mr. Depp's other portrayals in movies, did that affect your analysis of processing speed?
Only I've seen him interact on interviews, and that was it.
Right.
When he wasn't in movies.
Right. But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you? You see him in that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
Look at the mouth. Look at the mouth.
Do I have to answer that question, Your Honor?
You have to answer questions. Yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka as
Matter to you?
Hey, look.
Analysis of yeah.
Oh my God, y'all listen. Oh my God. Listen, y'all, listen. Oh my God. Oh my. Y'all listen to me. Oh my God. The mouth. The dryness in the mouth. Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory. Oh man.
would say your process speed right now is not slow. So, I mean, we're judging processing speed. I'm just saying to you.
Yeah. But no, any of Mr. Depp's other portrayals in movies, did that affect your analysis of processing speed?
Only I've seen him interact on interviews, and that was it.
Right.
When he wasn't in movies.
Right. But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you? You see him in that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
Do I have to answer that question, Your Honor?
You have to answer questions. Yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka I didn't see 21 Jump Street when it happened. Whatever it was about. No, I did not.
All right. You made a very kind admission, I think, early on in your deposition, that you're not claiming to be a better actor than Mr. Depp. That's correct, isn't it?
100%.
Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Let's get back to the great Camilla. I'm sorry, y'all. We're back to it. It's on 150.
Good afternoon, Ms. Heard.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial, has he?
Not that I've noticed, no.
You've looked at him, though, many times, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
You know exactly why
I
Mr.
just
Depp...
picture that as Mo because I know Mo is civil attorney. So, like, like, you know what I'm saying? I get it, you know, how Silver, like me not even knowing her for the Camilla stuff. Now I see how Silver's attorneys be coming and they angles that they could take. Because, oh my God, this was the best.
Won't look back at you, don't you?
I do.
He promised you you would never see his eyes again. Isn't that true?
I don't recall if he said that.
One of the last times you ever saw Mr. Depp was when you met him in San Francisco in July of 2016, right?
That was the second to last time I saw him, yes.
And this was after you had publicly accused him of domestic violence.
I got my restraining order before that, yes.
And this is after you had obtained the domestic violence restraining order against him.
That's correct.
Let's please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 1229. For the record, it's at 1101 through 1209. I'm going to ask that it be admitted into evidence.
Any objection to 1229? All right, 1229, you want entered in its entirety?
Yes, please.
Okay, 1229 entered in its entirety. Go ahead and play your section.
I don't understand. Is this what you want?
No. Oh, no, I'll say that all this.
I just wanted to touch you.
Really, after all the shit you just said?
I just wanted to give you a hug. Yes, please stop me. Please stop. Please, I just wanted to hug you and say bye. I didn't want to take it back.
We did that last night, fine.
This is bro.
No, because I'm nothing to you. I will always be nothing to you.
Calm.
I just want to touch you. I just want to hold you one more time. Oh, Lord. Y'all don't think recording is good? Boy, Amber Heard, but oh my God, it's a bunch of them. And this is the key element. I just want to hold you. I just want to touch you. Oh my.
We'll never see each other again. You don't see my fucking glasses. No. You don't like fucking looking at my fucking eyes. You will not see my eyes again.
That's you and Mr. Depp in that recording.
It is.
And this is from when you and Mr. Depp met in San Francisco in July 2016, right?
Yes, that's what it sounds like. That was in the hotel. We met one after that as well.
This is after you publicly accused him of domestic abuse.
Yes, and got my PRO.
And he tells you will not see my eyes again, doesn't he?
Yes, he does in that recording.
And he kept that promise, hasn't he?
As far as I know, he cannot look at me.
He won't look at you, right, Mr.?
He can't.
What?
One of the first questions your counsel asked you on direct is, why are you here? Do you remember that?
I do.
Let's please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 357A, which is already in evidence, Your Honor. And for the record, it's 2122 through 2140.
Fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence. And I know it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
That's your voice on that recording, right?
Yes, it is.
And you were speaking with Mr. Depp?
Yes.
And you said to Mr. Depp, quote, you can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and the judge think. Tell the world.
Wait. Vindictive. Why y'all think I knew how this shit was coming when I came into this situation? Because I seen this angry, evil piece of crap of a woman. Boy, this was, look, she is the worst.
Johnny, tell them Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp, a man, a victim too of domestic violence, end quote. That's what you said, right?
I was saying it to the man who beat me up, yes. I thought it was preposterous.
And the man you beat up numerous times. Right, Mr. Heard?
I could never hurt Johnny.
You can't,
You're here in this courtroom.
Oh, do you see, this is what I didn't like. This would piss me off. You could never hurt him, huh? But you stupid, ignorant, old women, boy. Not all women, but.
Because Mr. Depp finally told the world that he is a victim of domestic violence.
I know that he is suing me and has sued other people or corporations that have said that as well.
You didn't think he would tell the world he was a victim of domestic violence, did you?
I found it hard to believe that he could or that he would do that, considering the relationship he and I had. I thought it would be crazy for him to do so, knowing what I know we lived through.
Or, as you said to him in that recording, who was going to believe that Johnny Depp, a man, is a victim of domestic violence, right?
With all due respect, I wasn't saying it because he's a man. I was saying it because he was a man who beat me up for 5 years.
Mr. Depp is your victim, isn't he?
No, ma'am.
And once he left you, you continued to abuse him publicly by calling him an abuser, didn't you?
He is an abuser, and you can look either of us up online and figure out who's being abused online.
Let's look at some of that. Mr. Depp wears rings on every finger, doesn't he, Ms. Heard?
That's my experience, yes.
And they're not delicate rings, are they?
No, they are not.
Every one of his fingers is adorned, your words, big, chunky rings. Isn't that right?
That's my experience of him.
Ooh, shout out to the beautiful Kayla in the building. Man, Boy, Camille was on her ass. Boy, this part right here hit me so hard, cuz.
And Mr. Depp is always wearing rings, right, Ms. Heard?
That's my experience of him.
And you've never known him not to wear these rings.
That's my experience, as he normally wore rings, yes.
So Mr. Depp was wearing these big, chunky rings on every finger. Every incident of abuse you've described to this jury, right?
I can't say for certain it was in every single incident.
But you've never known him not to wear rings, right?
In general, my experience with Johnny is that he wears rings almost all the time.
Ms. Heard, do you recall giving testimony in a deposition in this matter in January of this year?
I do.
Can we please play from your deposition, day 2, 512, page 512, lines 11 through 15?
Camille was, boy, this was
You said he hit you and he was wearing rings, right, Ms. Heard? So he hit you with rings on every finger?
I don't know if I've ever known Johnny to not wear rings.
Ms. Heard, you testified to an incident in March of 2013 where Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple times. Do you recall that?
That's correct.
And you testified, quote, you don't know how many times he hit you in the face.
That's correct.
So Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple times while he was wearing rings on this occasion, correct?
Which occasion in March are you referencing? You weren't
the testimony that you gave on day 15 of this trial, March of 2013. You weren't specific as to the day.
There were several incidents.
The one where he hit you several times in the face.
I'm sorry, just so I understand better. There were several incidents.
Man, I watched all of this, y'all. I'm so glad to be a part of this community. Now, we can recap all that when we up. We will do that.
In March, which one are you asking me about?
The time that he hit you several times in the face wearing rings.
Well, he pretty much
March
always...
of 2013.
Right. What are you asking me? I'm sorry.
He was wearing rings on that occasion?
I pretty much always knew him.
Shout out to the beautiful Nefarious in the building. Salute, beautiful.
To wear rings.
Okay, let's please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 170A, which is already in evidence, Your Honor. You testified that this is a picture you took after that incident, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, that was one where he grabbed me.
And hit you in the face so many times that you don't remember. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
And there's no injuries to your face in this picture, are there?
Not that this picture shows.
And there's no medical records reflecting that you sought treatment after this alleged incident either.
I did not seek medical treatment at this time.
So there's no medical records reflecting any injuries to your face after he hit you several times.
I did not need to go to the doctor at the time.
Despite hitting you several times that you lost count with rings on his fingers.
That's correct. I did not seek medical attention, other than my therapist.
Other than your therapist. But this evil, ignorant, stupid, delusional, balloon head woman, man. Your therapist. What is your therapist gonna do for you? You big old dummy. What is your therapist gonna do for you? Oh, this was, Camilla. Oh, keep going. I'm sorry, y'all. I got excited. I'm extra. I apologize.
You testified to another incident in March of 2013 where Mr. Depp hit you while he was wearing a lot of rings. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
And you testified you felt like your lip went through your teeth and it got a little blood on the wall.
Yes, I remember that.
There isn't a picture of you with injuries after that alleged incident, is there?
I don't know if I've seen one. I can't recall. There are a lot of pictures.
You didn't produce any photographs after that alleged incident, did you?
I don't know if I took one or if it's included. I'm not quite sure which ones.
You didn't show any pictures to this jury after describing that alleged incident that your lip went into your teeth. You remember that, right? You didn't show any pictures to this jury after describing that incident, right?
I don't believe I've seen that picture admitted.
That picture doesn't exist.
I don't know which one you're talking about. We have pictures from March 2013, yes.
The only picture that you've produced and shown to this jury is the one that was just put up on the screen, where you said he hit you multiple times in the face, and you appear to have what is a bruise on your arm, correct?
I believe this is the only picture that's in evidence right now.
That's the only picture you've shown to this jury from March 2013, correct?
I believe so.
You testified about an incident in Russia on or about June 26, 2013. Do you remember that?
Yes, that's correct.
You testified that Mr. Depp, quote, whacked you in the face.
That's correct.
And you went to the bathroom after that, right?
I did.
And then, according to your testimony, when you came out of the bathroom, Jerry Judge, Mr. Depp's security guard, who's passed away, pointed out that your nose was bleeding, right?
He did that in the hallway.
You said you hadn't known that your nose was bleeding until Jerry Judge pointed it out to you?
Yes, that's correct. I was unaware until he brought it out to me. I didn't see it when I was in the bathroom, but I wasn't looking.
So it's your testimony that you went into the bathroom and didn't look in the mirror, which I assume was in the bathroom, to notice that your nose was bleeding?
That's not why I went into the bathroom. I went into the bathroom crying. I don't even know if I paid attention to the mirror. I certainly didn't want to notice any blood.
No.
You didn't take any pictures of your bloody nose either.
Look. What you going to the bathroom crying for? Because you're going to go to the sink and look into the mirror, you dummy.
Did you?
I did not.
But pictures were taken of you in Russia, though. Isn't that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We had a press or a dinner.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1248. Ms. Heard, this is a picture of you and Mr. Depp in Russia, correct?
That's correct.
I'm going to move to admit.
All right, no objection. 1248 in evidence. You can publish.
And this is you and Mr. Depp in Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, correct?
It was a dinner function, I believe, in promotion of the movie. It wasn't the premiere, if I recall.
You don't have any visible injuries to your face, do you?
She was mad because Johnny Depp, boy, sight, man, Johnny Depp was that dude. You hear me? And like he was that dude because I mean, we could say we want to say like she was a beautiful woman, at the time, like she was, and even her being with Elon and all that stuff, Johnny Depp was that guy, and he had a bunch of them.
None that you can see.
Let's look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 1249. This is a picture of you, isn't it right?
That's correct.
Move to admit Exhibit 1249.
All right, 1249 in evidence.
This is also a picture from when you were in Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, right?
That is correct.
And you have no visible injuries to your face, do you?
None that you can see.
Even though Mr. Depp whacked you in the face so hard that your nose bled?
He did.
While wearing chunky big rings, right?
That's correct.
You also testify that Mr. Depp, again, whacked you in the face after the Met Gala in May of 2014, right?
That is correct.
You testified that you thought he hit you so hard he broke your nose.
That's correct.
You said your nose was, quote, swollen, discolored, red.
That is correct. I took a picture of that.
You testified you took a picture of your face after this.
I did.
But you didn't show that picture to the jury, did you?
I would like to.
But you didn't show it, did you? You understand you were under an obligation to produce all photographs after any alleged incidents of violence, right, Ms. Heard?
I produced everything.
You didn't produce any photographs after the Met Gala.
I produced everything.
You also understand that you're under an obligation to produce all medical records reflecting any injuries you allegedly sustained from Mr. Depp, correct?
That's correct.
And you haven't produced any pictures or any medical records reflecting a broken nose after the Met Gala in May of 2014, have you?
I have given everything to my lawyers, everything. I've turned over literally everything that I have.
Is it your testimony, Ms. Heard, that you sought medical treatment after Mr. Depp allegedly broke your nose after the Met Gala?
Not after the Met Gala. I did not seek medical attention, no.
You also attended an event after the Met Gala in May of 2014, didn't you?
That is correct.
And you went to the All-Star Comedy Tribute to Don Rickles.
That is correct.
That was the next night after the Met Gala.
That is correct.
And there were pictures of you taken at this event.
Yes.
Please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1252.
He just beat you up and broke your nose, huh?
This is a picture of you, Ms. Heard.
Pieces.
Yes, it is.
At that event.
Yes, it is.
The night after the Met Gala.
Yes, it is.
The night after Mr. Depp allegedly broke your nose.
I'm not sure if it was broken for the record, but yeah, you should see what it looked like underneath the makeup.
He whacked you so hard in the face that you thought you had broken your nose. Permission to admit this photograph.
All right, 1252 in evidence.
There's a picture of you, Mr. Depp, and Don Rickles, right?
That is correct.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1253. This is another picture from that evening, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, it is.
Permission to admit Exhibit 1253 and publish it.
All right, so moved. 1253 in evidence.
This is a picture of you and Mr. Depp at the event the night after Mr. Depp allegedly whacked you in the face so hard you thought he had broken your nose.
He did whack me in the face, and I did think it broke my nose.
And this is you the night after.
Yes, it is.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1254. This is also a picture of you at the same event, correct, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
Move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 1254.
All right, 1254 in evidence. You can publish. Thank you.
Just to confirm now that the jury can see it, this is a picture of you at the same event the night after Mr. Depp allegedly whacked you in the face so hard you thought he broke your nose.
This is a picture of me after he did whack me in the face.
The night after, right?
Yes, it is. I believe it was the night after, yes.
Your nose doesn't appear to be injured in any of these pictures, does it, Ms. Heard?
I'm wearing makeup.
Your nose.
You're daily if you do.
Ms. Heard,
You a daisy if you do. Bet I ain't got shit to prove. Boo does go tooth, Lil Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool. Walking like a rumor with a pose. Lip curl sweeter than your cold. My eyes say try me and you freeze like salt. Got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle. Step up, I'll clear the room. You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do. All aces in my hand, better back. Tongue sharp like a tag, hit a click clack. You wanted that heat, now it's time to meet the sun. No shade, just black. Walk slow, silver in my lap. Halo, crooked heart attack. Say your piece, talk that trash. I turn every word to glass. Cut deep. Got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle. Step up, I clear the room. Smile sharp enough to do.
Salute. You know, I got the little baby, so I had to get him real quick. Let's get back to it.
testified that in January of 2015, there was an incident in Tokyo before Mr. Depp's Mordecai, the film Mordecai's premiere. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You told this jury that on this occasion, Mr. Depp was kneeling on your back.
That's correct, in the closet.
And you also told this jury that you wore a backless dress to the Mordecai premiere that very same night.
I did.
And you testified that you were checking for bruises in the car on the way to the event to make sure that there were, quote, no visible marks, right?
I was checking on my phone after the event to make sure that they couldn't see anything.
Your testimony was that you were checking in the car on the way to the event to make sure that there were no marks on your back.
Perhaps I misspoke or I misunderstood. It was on the way back from it. Was after I was concerned. Concerned that there would be marks in any photographs since we were being photographed at Johnny's press event.
And you didn't show this jury a picture of you in that backless dress, though, did you?
I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry.
You didn't show this jury a picture of you at the Mordecai premiere wearing a backless dress, did you?
I haven't had the opportunity to.
Okay.
I assume you have it?
I do. Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1256. This is a picture of you and Mr. Depp, or the back of you, at the Mordecai premiere in Tokyo, correct, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
Your Honor, I move to admit and publish this picture.
All right, 1256 in evidence.
This is you in the backless dress at the Mordecai premiere in Tokyo, right?
That is correct.
You would agree that there are no bruises or visible marks on your back in this picture?
No, not that I could see.
I'll show you one other photo. If we could please have Plaintiff's Exhibit 1257.
Oh, yeah, you
This is a front angle picture of you.
You ain't lying, boy. Oh, we, that donation, that pledge. Oh, we, boy, that was masterful. Masterful.
Mr. Depp at that premiere, correct?
That is correct.
Move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 1257.
All right, 1257 in evidence.
I'll show you one more picture. Plaintiff's Exhibit 1258. And again, Ms. Heard, this is you and Mr. Depp at the Mordecai premiere?
Yes, it is.
Move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 1258.
All right, 1258 in evidence. Publish.
And that's the backless dress, right, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
You also told this jury about an incident in Australia in March of 2015.
Yes, that's correct.
You testified that after this alleged incident, you had cuts on your forearms, right?
Yes, that's true.
You testified that you had cuts on the bottoms of your feet as well.
Yes, that's true.
And you testified that you had a bruise across.
Look, yes, that's true. Privileged white woman, yes, that's true. Looking at the jury like that, yes, that's true. Girl, shut your I want to be privileged ass up. So, yes, that's true. Look, I see, it's just so fake, man. You can just see right through this,
Your jaw
bro.
from when Ms. Depp, quote, clocked you in the face, end quote.
That's true.
You didn't take any pictures of these injuries while you were in Australia, did you?
I don't think I took any pictures.
You just took 2 pictures of Mr. Depp's writing on a mirror. Isn't that right?
I believe so, yes.
So you had your phone on you, right?
At some point I did have my phone.
And your iPad?
I had my iPad, I believe.
You testified that you were also raped with a liquor bottle in Australia, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, with a liquor bottle. Oh, wait.
Testified you bled from your vagina as a result of that sexual assault.
Yes.
There aren't any medical records reflecting that you sought medical treatment for any of these injuries, are there?
I did not seek medical treatment after Australia, no.
Not for the rape?
No, I did not want to tell anyone.
Not for the cuts?
No.
Not for the injuries to your face?
I didn't need to.
You also told the jury about an incident on December 15th, 2015, right?
Where? I'm sorry.
December 15th, 2015.
Yes, that's correct.
You told this jury that after this incident, you had a broken nose.
It certainly felt like it.
Sir, do you recall giving testimony on day 16th in this trial? You were
Yes, I
both,
did.
right?
Yes.
You have a transcript for the jury?
Oh, this woman diabolical.
Okay. All right. We'll get it.
Yes, this is true. You're such a white privilege for her stands up.
I will do. Thank you, Judy.
Like, they were gonna believe you. Like, come on now. Like, just the way she did it was orchestrated. Look at him like this.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
And would you like a copy?
Yes, please.
He's so powerful. Everybody loves him. Shut the fuck up.
I could please direct your attention, Ms. Heard, to page of day 16, 4593, the jury trials transcript. Lines
Oh man, I'm sorry, Chloe.
8 through 13.
On which page? I'm sorry.
4593.
Yes.
Starting on line 8. I thought I probably had a concussion and certainly thought, excuse me, start over. I thought I probably had a concussion and certainly that I had a broken nose. There was blood everywhere, blood all over the pillows. My head was bleeding from the ripped out hair, chunks of hair on the floor, all over the place actually. So lines 9, that I had a broken nose. Do you recall giving that testimony, Ms. Heard?
Yes, exactly.
So you had a broken nose, right?
That's absolutely what I thought.
And you told the jury that you had 2 black eyes after this incident, right?
I did have 2 black eyes after that incident.
And you testified that you also had a busted lip from when Mr. Depp punched you.
That is correct. In December, yes, that's correct.
You testified that the lip wound kept reopening when you moved your mouth.
That's correct.
You also testified that you had bruising on your temple
That's correct.
and bruising on your chin.
Oh my God.
Correct.
You also testified that your head was bleeding from where Mr. Depp ripped chunks of your hair out.
I remember, yes.
And that you had, quote, gross pussy and, quote, bruising around your temple.
In my scalp, yeah.
Now, for this incident, you did take pictures.
That's correct.
And we will look at some of those in a minute, but I first want to talk to you about your appearance on the James Corden show.
Sure. Can I close this?
Sure. You appeared on the James Corden show the day after this alleged incident, right?
I did.
November 16th, 2015?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's please pull up a clip of your appearance from that evening. If we could, Plaintiff's Exhibit 35. And for the record, we will only be playing portion of this, so we will call it Plaintiff's Exhibit 35A.
All right. Any objection? 35A in evidence.
I grew up, in Texas, riding horses, and
Oh, really? Not a
shooting-
big ballet community out there in Texas.
No, not so much. Shooting guns, yes, but ballet, no. So I wanted to train for it, and there were some ballet sequences that we wanted to have the option to incorporate into the movie. So I trained forever, and I have 2 left feet. I'm the most klutzy person in the world, and I have no brace.
So I knew, Your Honor, I'm so sorry. It's not published to the jury. If we may have it please published.
Okay. Thank you.
Apologies. If we can please start that over.
Start it over. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I grew up.
That was you on the James Corden show on December 16th, 2015, right, Ms. Heard?
That was.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 98. These are pictures of you on the James Corden show on December 16th, 2015, right, Ms. Heard?
They look like freeze frames, like screen grabs. Still, so they're not like it's not like a photo shoot. It doesn't seem.
But on the James Corden show, correct?
From that appearance, yes.
Move to admit.
On for you, so Judy and I are having trouble hearing you.
Sorry about that.
All right, thank you. All right, 98 in evidence.
Boy, she's breaking it down.
That's a photo of you opening your mouth on the right, right?
That's correct.
And again, a larger view of the same photo on the bottom.
That's correct.
With a split lip.
You've seen pictures of it without makeup.
So you had a split lip when you were moving your mouth that way.
I sure did.
In those photographs.
Absolutely.
Man.
You did take pictures of your alleged injuries after December 15th, correct? And you showed those to the jury?
I sure did, yes.
Okay. Let's please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 516, which is already in evidence. You testified that this is a picture of you after the incident on December 15th, 2015, right?
It was.
Oh, wait.
And if we could also please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 517, which is also in evidence.
What the fuck is...
Thank you, Your Honor. This is also a picture of you after the incident on December 15th, 2015.
That's correct.
If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 409, which is already in evidence.
Oh. You trying to cry? You trying to cry?
These pictures ended up in People magazine in June of 2016. Isn't that right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
You gave these pictures to People magazine after you publicly accused Mr. Depp of domestic abuse, didn't you?
I didn't personally know.
This was you protecting Mr. Depp after you got the restraining order against him, isn't it?
No, this is him calling me a liar and me forcing to prove it, as I mentioned to you earlier.
So you did give these pictures to People magazine?
No, I gave these pictures actually to my lawyers and my representatives at the time.
So it's your testimony, Ms. Heard, that your lawyers and representatives gave these pictures of their client to People magazine in the middle of a contentious divorce?
I certainly did not personally give it, no.
You also have a medical record from after the December 15th, 2015 incident, don't you?
A partial one, yes.
You went to see Dr. Kipper's office a couple days later.
That's right. He wasn't in the office.
Can you please?
Oh, she the one showed us what that was. Oh my, yeah. She showed us what a crazy, vindictive bitch was.
Pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 47, which is already in evidence. This is your medical record for December 17th, 2015, isn't it, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
And this record doesn't document any physical injuries on you, does it?
I don't think so, no. I don't think I spoke to Kipper. I didn't speak to Kipper that day. And
but you went to Dr. Kipper's office and were seen, correct?
I went to Dr. Kipper's office for a concussion check.
Right, okay. And this medical record is from that visit, correct?
Partially, yes.
Scroll down, please, if we could.
Oh yeah, hold up.
Signature Kipper down below. This is the entirety of the medical record, right, Mr.
Man, Laura Arnado. Man, shout out to the beautiful Laura Arnado, and I'm so sorry. Because I didn't see this until now. I'm so sorry to the beautiful Laura Arnado, right? She turned me up. Yeah, I'm talking about super turned me up. She said, she said this for you. Because I saw you when you went live. See you when I can. Love you with hearts. Man, y'all, she super turned me up. So let's turn up for the beautiful Laura Arnado. Let's turn up with Red House Media. Shout out to Troy for Huckleberry. Thank you, beautiful Laura Arnado. And please, everybody, throw them hearts up for her.
I'm your Huckleberry, 214 detonate. Yeah. I'm your Huckleberry, 214 detonate. Boys on, still same. In every state. Flight car 39K, boy, wait. Crash lane 2, crash lane 2. Yeah. You riding phones off another man, true. Oh man, you still at the gas pump. Yeah, yeah, no camera lens, just a hot mic gleam. Any clickbait dream just to make a meme. Race stay cool while the chat stay lit. Respect that house, still talk my shit. You talk unit, but you split your crew. Blame them fool for the mess you do. OG talk race, but you missed that class. Now you flying front seat, gas, no gas. I'm your Huckleberry, no face, off frame. Woo! 214 soul in the wild, say my name. My name. Right phone till you in game. Babyface falling like last call Jim. Mike till shape slip words thin. Kev out back chain smoking his pay. 56 still can't clear the gray. Jeff BM in the Buick, call it flight 39K. Talks to Ghost Code, hosting backs away. Say I selling my tea, yes sure. Whatever you mean, gets every black voice on the semi don't scream. Act like truth don't hurt, but he hooked, but real clean. Now the face gon' flinch when they hit that beam. No face needed when the truth got teeth. Words cut deeper than a badge or a beef. Y'all play cop in a YouTube hood. I'm just saying what real ones would. Either do this we. Respect ain't weak, it's rare. I'm your Huckleberry, 214 still ride. No K of Huckleberry, 214 still ride. No cake, no man, with trophy in the sky. Riding boom till the tide is split. Right from dollar, yeah, I built this shit. Woo.
Shout out to the beautiful Laura Arnado, man, and shout out to everybody on here, man. I appreciate y'all with everything in me, right? Now, before we get back started, man, if y'all ain't hit that like button for me. I'm talking about Mike Tyson punch that mother, shut your mouth. If you got another social media, you can share it for me. I mean, I'm talking about, I know I'm cool. I think I'm sexy. I got the looks that drives the girls. Wow, I'm just a sexy boy. Super kick that share button for me, like Shawn Michaels. If you got another social media, it's greatly appreciated. I love and appreciate everybody, man. Y'all are so wonderful.
Yes, what I meant by partial is I didn't talk about what happened to me. I didn't get into my injuries. I didn't get into what happened or ask for anything other than should I get some sort of scan done.
But this record doesn't document any physical injuries on you, does it?
I'd have to read it in full, but I don't know.
Well, let's do that.
Hold up. Shout out to the beautiful Ocean. Welcome to Rockwell Ray from Dallas. Hold up. Do that gangster lean with me, Ocean. Yeah. Man, hold up, man. She can't remember rock away with that. Hey, let's turn up for you again like this, though. Man, I love you to death, Ocean. I love everybody else. I love everybody who a member and got a membership. If you want to become a member, do that for me. Please, 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 please. Let's continue with this line sack of shit in Amber Heard.
Well, under skin on the second page, it reads intact, normal color, moisture, hair distribution, texture, turgor. No signs of, oh, this is going to be hard, cyanosis, mottling, jaundice.
It also says I'm a well-nourished male.
Right. I have no idea what that means.
I think this medical record's missing a lot of things.
Yeah, but it doesn't document any physical injuries.
Doesn't seem to be documenting anything.
Probably because there was nothing to document, right, Ms. Heard?
Oh, so I want to see that. Okay, let me just see this. Let Mo see this little interview with the first juror, right? The first one. You talking about the first one or the second? Oh, the foreman. Okay, here we go. Look, here we go real quick, Mo.
Drink with a fatal dose of fentanyl is speaking out for the first time.
There was never a not guilty check with anything, with any element, nothing.
Laura and her fellow jurors taking less than 3 hours to find Richens guilty on all 5 counts, including aggravated murder, insurance fraud, and forgery.
Even though it was just 3 hours, I felt like we came into that deliberation fully loaded. To evaluate the case and to look at the evidence, we had to zoom in on these little bits of evidence and kind of ignore all the fluff and ignore the drama.
Laura says each juror had their own smoking gun, but they all came to the same conclusion.
We were so pent up with so much information and emotion. And so we decided to just go one by one around the table and just let it out.
In 2023, Richens published this children's book on grief. She says was to help their sons with their loss, even promoting it on TV. The jurors shocked when they were told about the book in the final days of testimony.
Everyone just felt like they're hit with a truck. We're like, what? Like, what the hell is this? It was so odd and so strange.
The defense rested without calling a single witness, arguing there's no proof Corey killed Eric. Prosecutors countered with their own narrative, portraying the 35-year-old mother of three as a black widow, claiming she was having an affair, buried in debt, and desperate for her husband's money. In the end, the jury sided with the prosecution.
People were really sad because they did not want to find her guilty. They were really hoping that she was innocent. And we couldn't come to that conclusion. And it was really heartbreaking, this devastating reality that this family was torn apart. And these poor kids will really basically never have a dad or mom.
Ooh, well, that was hard to watch. Mo, like you said, why she's so excited. She laughing and giggly and bubbly, right? Oh, wait. And like you said, you're supposed to presume the person innocent. I mean, not guilty before they guilty. And they just, man, this was terrible. I can't get over this. Let me go back to it.
I agree with you on that.
You don't have any medical records reflecting that you broke your nose.
I mean, yeah, we definitely can. We can go back to, I want you, yeah, 1 second. 1 second. Because y'all missed a lot of parts that the lawyer you didn't know didn't play, right? So, give me 1 second. What was that dude named Nate Eaton or something? Yeah, man, I missed a lot that Cuz didn't play, man. Like she talking about, like, and you know what's crazy? She talking about how she wanted to, like start her anew, like start her, he asked her, do you want to start you a law to, well, I don't know, maybe. Oh, man. Shit pissed me the fuck out, but yeah. I'm so mad about this shit. I know people are, I'm so mad about this because, I don't think it did it no justice, not, saying, and he ain't even, like, Mo, like, nah, you be, like, he didn't even ask her no follow-up question, Mo. Man, I'm sorry, y'all. This is just crazy to me. Not even a follow-up question. Not a follow-up question. What's this?
What I'm doing here, and I appreciate their patience. She took fervent notes. She really, of course, paid attention to this, coming up with a verdict as far as meeting with her fellow jurors every day, as far as the witnesses, the testimony, all of it. Nothing is off limits for this interview. I just have to thank Christy for being willing to do this, and I'm so glad I can bring this interview to you. By the time you see it, it will be Friday morning.
No. It's just that, like, like I said, Peter is the truth, right? I just didn't agree with everything he said, and Peter respect that though, right? Like, Cuz is a smart dude, right? It just, he was picking and choosing what he wanted to play, and that wasn't fair. Like, you didn't, like, this dude right here, I mean, salute to Nate, right? Because was like, and I heard he from that area too. Yeah, I heard he from that area. Like, I know he from that area. Yeah, that's what I'm finna do. Because, like, that's what I'm finna do. Because this dude right here didn't ask no follow-up questions, right? And trust me, Mo, I understand when you say that. Watch this.
It was important to do for you. So, by the way, we'd love to know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, please put those in the comments below. But for now, why don't you jump over to my interview with juror number 3, Christy. All right, Christy, why don't we just start from the top? What did you know about the Corey Richins case before you got a call for jury duty?
So I actually didn't know anything about the case. I am not a person who watches the news or reads the paper. We live on 50 acres out in the middle of nowhere, and my world is pretty well contained. And I had heard that there was
Hold on, let me go.
a murder in Summit County, but I didn't know if it was a man or a woman.
We don't know anything about the case. I don't watch TV. We stay out on 50 acres. I heard it was a case in Summit. You look like you nosy as fuck. You know you looked that up. So to get on here and just blatantly with the blasphemy and lie like that, Peter didn't play that part.
Or any details when I was called for jury duty. So I knew nothing.
Have you served on a jury before?
I have not.
Oh, wow. What a first time to be picked.
Yeah, it was a big surprise. We got the letter saying that I was up for jury duty, and I filled out the questionnaire. And then they, it would be a couple months before we'd hear back. And then we found out that I was going to be in the pool for interviews, that we would have jury selection interviews. And even then I still thought there's no way. There's just no way. And they said on that what the case was, and they asked us some questions to see how much we knew. But again, I didn't know anything about it. And so I was really quite not naive, but I just went into this case with fresh eyes. I had no preconceived notions whatsoever.
So then did you find out right away that you were picked for the jury?
They told us it would take about a week, that they would email us and let us know on a certain date that was about 7 days away. And I got an email the next day.
Saying you're on the jury.
That I was on the jury. And my fellow jurors and we did talk about when was your jury selection, when was yours? And most of us were all on what they needed fairly quickly, because I think we were one of the first days.
When you went in for the jury interviews, was Corey Richins there in the courtroom?
No, actually, our interviews were virtual. So
the interviews were virtual. Oh my God. This is blasphemy. Virtual. Man. I just totally disagree with Peter on this. And I don't know why he didn't bring this part up right here. Like I say, he way smarter than me. This is what he do. But why he didn't play this in this clip when he said they was virtual and explain that to us? You talking about the defensive lawyers need to get a good feel off these jurors. Well, tell us how they get a good feel virtual, Peter. That I couldn't believe he didn't play this.
We sat in a virtual waiting room for several hours, waiting for your turn to be pulled in. And then once you got to when it was your turn to talk to the judge and the attorneys, I do not believe Corey Richins was there. They didn't introduce her. So if she was, I don't recollect seeing her there. It was just the attorneys, and only the defense attorneys asked questions of me. The prosecution had none. The judge had a few questions. And I just really, it was a pretty short interview for me. It wasn't
Did
very
you think when they said this is a murder case and forgery and insurance fraud, I mean, did your mind start to, wonder?
It did. My mind definitely wondered, and I worried about what kind of a emotional toll that kind of a case would take, and the time commitment and all of that. But I was prepared to do my civic duty. I felt like it was a pretty important responsibility and something I was not going to shirk away from just because it was going to be unpleasant.
And even though they said it could be 5 weeks.
Yes, even though it was 5 weeks, we were, I was still prepared to be on it. I canceled a trip to go see my daughter and her husband because I just didn't want to risk airlines, delays, weather. And so I wanted to make sure that I was available once I found out that I had been picked.
Did your husband and friends and family members know the case once you said, I've been picked?
I didn't tell a whole lot of people at first because, first of all, we're instructed not to. So I let some immediate friends know that would impact.
Oh, you didn't tell a lot. He asked you. Oh, let me rewind this, y'all, because I'm not going to let her get away with this. I don't know why Peter didn't play this on that.
Trip to go see my daughter and her husband because I just didn't want to risk airlines, delays, weather. And so I wanted to make sure that I was available once I found out that I had been picked.
Did your husband and friends and family members know the case once you said, I've been picked?
I didn't tell a whole lot of people at first because, first of all, we're instructed not to. So I let some immediate friends know that would impact my ability to.
Now, this is the thing right here. He didn't ask you that. He asked you, did you tell your family and friends? He asked you that, but you went around the question, right? She said, well, we're instructed not to, but I told some immediate friends. She said, I told some immediate friends, Moes. Help me understand. She said, we're instructed not to tell nobody, but in the same sense, she said, I told some immediate friends. Oh my.
Do some things that I had kind of committed to. And there, I found a mixed bag. My husband isn't a true crime junkie, so he did not know anything about the case. But where we live, just outside of Park City, is pretty, it's a small town. And so a lot of people had heard about it and were very excited that I was going to be a part of it.
Oh, a lot of people heard about it. So you didn't want to hear nothing. You didn't want to get a little bit of the details to know nothing. You just was going to be Earth Angel, Earth Angel. She was just going to be the oh my God. This is diabolical.
The process.
Yeah. So the first time you really saw Corey Richards would have been the day of opening statements.
Yes.
And that's the first time you learned about the case. Do you remember what you thought when you, first of all, you see her, that it's a woman on trial for killing her husband, and then you start to hear some of the details? What did you think?
It just made me sad at first. I mean, really, it was quite sad throughout the whole process, but to see her sitting there, I couldn't get a read on her. I had no idea what the whole scope of the case was. And I remember feeling really sad when I saw her, and she just seemed like a small, frail woman.
Damn. It was sad. You felt sad for her, right? You couldn't get a read on her. Twinkle, twinkle, head star with that ugly ass part in between your head with not a wrinkle I see in your forehead. Did you get a read on the motherfucking witnesses? Did you do that? Then you say so little fragile. Look at you.
And they told us pretty early on in the case that they had children together, that her and Eric had a family, and so it just really broke my heart as the case began to unfold. But I was absolutely just determined to do my best to be open to all of the truth. I just really wanted to make sure that I didn't come in with any biases. They talked to us prior to court starting about unconscious bias, and really stressed that that is something you're going to have to fight. When you see somebody, you make you automatically make judgments, and you cast aspersions on just who you think they are. And it's all really rather quick when you see somebody that you've never seen before, that you make those judgments. And so I really tried to remember that with every witness, with Corey, with everything that we kept seeing, just to try to keep an open mind and make sure that I didn't let any prejudice enter my mind. I wanted to be.
But when you first seen her, you said she was sad. Small, fragile woman. Oh my.
Open to the truth, whatever that was going to be.
I remember watching you. You were front row center, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah, and I remember I would watch all the jurors just to kind of get a read, and you seemed really hyper-focused on the witnesses when they were testifying and going back and forth. I did catch you a few times, though, just kind of looking at Corey.
I did. I would try to get a read on her. There were lots of really hard things being said by witnesses, and I would look over at her just to maybe see if there was an emotional reaction, or see if there was anything, any cards that she was showing, so to speak.
Wee. This is what I was saying last night. This is scary. You trying to look at her as you're paying attention to the witnesses who was lying. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh, harsh things. What about all the lies? Was you looking at them? Obviously not, because it just took you ignorant ass people 3 hours, man.
And I felt like she had a really good poker face. I couldn't most of the time figure out what
poker face. That's what she called the defendant on the stand, a poker face.
She was thinking or feeling just by looking at her. She was a very hard read, but I did try to really focus my attention on the witnesses. I think I probably took more notes than any of the other jurors, because I was just trying to soak up as much information as I could and make sure that we got the truth.
Was there one witness that you remember that really struck you personally?
There really was. And unfortunately, unless you were in the courtroom, you didn't get to hear his testimony.
Was it the undercover cop?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. His was a really powerful testimony for me. And I felt like he was a really credible witness with really important information about what the drug trade.
Oh, who would have thought? Who would have thought? You right? twinkle twinkle head star with the ugly ass part who I told y'all, hey, boo-boo, bangs, boo-boo, that's your look. Too much head and shoulders. Put a little bangs with it, boo-boo. The lead detective was a lying piece of shit, right? And the undercover reported to him, right? And it's just so magically, snap, crackle, and pop. She believed the guy we didn't see. Oh my. But then the lead detective, you believe the undercover over them. Oh, wait. And the undercover report? Man, yes. She should have been found innocent. Mo? Like, Mo, listen. Do that make any sense? The most compelling was from the undercover? What about the lead detective? This strong forehead ass woman. I don't know that. They didn't prove it. Oh my God. She said the undercover. The undercover was great. Right? That's what she said. But the lead detective was a pile of shit, and that's who. Oh my God, shout out. Hold on, I just got turned up again. Shout out to the beautiful. Oh shit. Oh man. She sang. Count how many times she said sad, sorry. It's all about her emotions, not evidence. Boy, you ain't lying. Man, let's turn up and do that. Gangsta lean for Ocean. Appreciate you. Ocean, I love you to death, and thank you very much for that. And I thank everybody else. And y'all don't forget to hit that like, share to any social media you have, please. Now, see, when I don't understand, Mo, it just said jurors could be jurors. Mo, huh? She believed the undercover. That was the most compared. She said the one who y'all weren't able to see. Oh, that was a great coaching move by him. The one y'all weren't able to see. We were able to see the lead detective. Twinkle, twinkle, head star. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm in my, oh my God.
Looks like and looked like at that time, and what pills were being sold on the street, what ones were not. And I think they realized really rather quickly that because he's undercover, and they cut the feed to the media. So unless you were in the courtroom, you did not get to hear what he said. And his was really quite powerful for me.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't in the court.
Quite powerful. Oh, you want to put some emphasis. She puts the extra emphasis. Y'all think I'm extra. Look at the extra emphasis she put on that. Oh, y'all weren't able to see him. And it was so compelling. Well, hey, head and shoulders. Did you see the lead detective? Oh, my God. And this guy right here, listen, I've never seen this guy before in my life. And he probably good at what he do, but I don't like it. I don't like this interview at all. This was such a softball bullshit interview I ever heard in my fucking life. Because why after that, he didn't go to Detective Driscoll, right? He just smiling, but I heard he from around that way down there, right? He looked like it. Look at his haircut. And I ain't making fun of him, but I just don't like the fact that Cuz didn't ask her, what about Detective Driscoll? You want to talk about the undercover lady and put extra emphasis on how he was so great. Well, what about the lead detective? Boy, and he didn't even ask her that follow-up, man. This is a bad interview to me, man.
From that day, and now I regret it.
Everyone missed it.
What did you think when Grossman took the stand, her boyfriend?
Grossman was a hard one. I just was not prepared for how emotional he was going to be. You're curious because they had talked about and alluded to in other witnesses and other testimony that she did have a boyfriend at the time, but seeing how emotional he was on the stand made me really sad. I really felt quite sorry for him.
Did you hear this crappy ass woman say how emotional the side piece was, who knew this was a married woman? Right? Did y'all hear this woman? How sad Grossman was. But I heard they say women, bend the knee to the man up there. I don't know how true it is if you're in that LDS committee, but I heard she felt sorry for this dude who was cheating with this woman, right? How sad he was because he was crying like a bitch, right? Didn't the pussy was up there cheating with this woman? Did he know what he was sticking his sword into? Did he think about that dude then? But you felt sorry for him because he got emotionally attached like a little hoe when he knew she out. Man, shut your, this woman, man.
You could tell he really had loved her, and I got the impression that he was maybe thinking there was a future there, and I don't know how much of a future she thought they were going to have.
What did you think about Carmen Lauber?
Carmen was an interesting witness because I feel like...
Watch this. This is why I damn near blew a gasket at, right? Because I couldn't believe what this ugly part in her fucking head bangs boo-boo said about the bitch boy of a side piece crying up there bewildered, right? Because he loves too hard, right? And then he follow up with this. Like, I was waiting on him to say, like, well, you have no problem. You felt sad for Grossman? And because he was up there, but you didn't feel sad? But watch this.
It was so hard to watch her when she was cross-examined by the defense. I felt really quite sad as the defense is trying to get her to recollect things that she had said in interviews.
Did you hear this long, pointy-nosed woman? She felt really sad that the defense... Look, I'm going to just play this over and I'm going to be quiet, let her go through it so y'all can hear how she feel about Carmen. I'm so sorry, y'all. I can't help myself.
Seeing how emotional he was on the stand made me really sad. I really felt quite sorry for him. You could tell he really had loved her, and I got the impression that he was maybe thinking there was a future there, and I don't know how much of a future she thought they were going to have.
What did you think about Carmen Lauber?
Carmen was an interesting witness because I feel like it was so hard to watch her when she was cross-examined by the defense. I felt really quite sad as the defense is trying to get her to recollect things that she had said in interviews multiple years ago. And she's just got this hard background of being on drugs for so many years that I just don't know, how well your brain would recall details from that long ago. And I felt like she struggled to read the transcripts that they gave her. And so she was a tougher witness. I think when the prosecution questioned her, it was very straightforward and very clear. And it seemed like she was going to be a pretty important witness until the defense took a couple hacks at her, and it was rough to watch. It was hard.
Did you believe her?
Oh, wow. Now, did you hear this piece of crap of a woman to say she felt sad for her because they was trying to get her to recollect? Hey, bro, you was sitting there front row, like he said, smiling with your head that everybody could see. You seen them kept playing a video of the 7 interviews with the police. Was it sad then when the police was doing it? Then you said it's sad for the defense to try to do it to her when they trying to prove her as a fucking habitual liar. Taking shots at her. This is the same woman, after she got her immunity, she lied to the judge about something just to go see her boyfriend so he could give her the daddy long stroke. Oh my God. Did she say the prosecution did what? Of course. She has it depends. Everything she say depends. They're gonna throw her the softest ball questions she could have. Right. She got mad because this woman really has a diagnosis for illiterate. Because they brought that up on her. But this is, and then her drug use. So you, I can't take this shit.
I did believe her. Actually, this is what I'll say about that. I think that
I'm saying this. Look, I do understand circumstantial evidence. I get it, right? And I got to pay attention to that more. And like I stated on her, right? The circumstantial evidence, yeah, okay, it's there. I can see that. But, like, after hearing these jurors speak, right? Because y'all know, we all got a right to, to look at stuff after we sit to hear these jurors speak. Like to hear her speak right now. Like she felt sorry for the lying piece of shit in Karma. Right? And I'm being honest. I was like, I give them credit, circumstance. The 6-minute call, yeah, I get that there was some evidence there, but there was so much more reasonable doubt. She felt sorry for the boyfriend. She felt sorry for Carmen, who lied. And then they brought her back and they found out that she lied to a judge after she had the immunity. Right? Which one? Which one? Which judge? I am sick. I'm sick. This is like, somebody help me. I just can't believe that she said she felt sorry for Carmen. Which clip, Mo? Oh, man. I know, but she said she believed the undercover more than the lead detective. Like he don't even ask. They don't never once talk about Detective Driscoll. This bad, man.
The bigger testimony to me was the cell phone data and the cell towers that proved what she had been saying was truth. I think it was hard to know how much of the detail was true. I believe that the gist she was trying to say was truth, but I think she just had a struggle to recall the exact precise details, but they were able to recreate that with cell tower data. And that actually
proved it to her.
A pretty powerful piece of information from me.
So because they were able to show you the times and the dates and all that, you were able to then say, okay, I believe her testimony.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would that be the same with the gentleman who provided her the drugs, who testified?
Same thing. I think his was a little less painful to sit through. I felt like his mind seemed a little clearer, and maybe kind of some of the details that he provided were probably as a result of a drug-addled brain. But again, the cell tower data is irrefutable, and they obviously met multiple times at that Matt Riggin Draper, and there was just no way to refute that. That was evidence that was a critical piece for me.
What did you think when they showed the body camera footage the night that Eric died?
That's a great question. The first time I saw it was early on in the case, and I didn't.
It should have been a change of venue, Chloe. It should have been a change of venue, right? Like, look, I understand that going into cases now, the way I see how they really do it, right? I don't see this in every case, right? But I see they do this now in some cases, like with circumstantial evidence. I mean, you have a bunch of liars. The lead detective could be the shittiest ever, right? They believe the undercover who report to the lead detective. Oh my! But I am. Oh man. But Mo, she asked for the Michael Jackson drug. Was Proval, right? It's not fentanyl, but they said illicit. Now that's what the judge made a terrible mistake. Terrible. But hey, I don't. To me, I heard Peter and them say it was terrible, and I think it was too. You let them bring in illicit to be able to use all them drugs, to think about any drug, not the actual fucking drug that he died from. But I get it though, illicit. It's circumstance. I get it though. I get it. I get it though, Mo. I understand. I'm just like her and these jurors now, right? These yeah. The point is she wanted something, and that's what they went on though, and I get that. But oh we boy, and I ain't lying to you. Learning like this shit is fun. But this oh but like Peter and their daddy was saying, like they would have never let them change venues no way. So period. But you know, yeah.
I just felt sad. It broke my heart to watch in real time what was happening in this family. I think it really became a lot more powerful in closing arguments when the prosecution attached the timer to the body cam footage and the 911 call and showed really just how long it took Corey to actually.
Mo said illicit is broader than illegal. Illegal isn't against the law. Illicit can be like improper, socially unacceptable, etc., but not necessarily illegal. But illicit can be illegal. That's true. That's true, y'all. I'll put a little bit more of this, y'all. I can't take this woman.
Start CPR on her husband. And you know, one piece that I had a really hard time being critical of was how she reacted. I don't know what I would look like if I was in the middle of a crisis, and I certainly didn't use that as evidence to convict somebody of a crime.
You just said that you couldn't understand how she would reacted, but then you said in the same sense, I don't know how I never took, what the fuck? Oh, Lord Jesus. I guess this how, lawyers feel when they going to school for law. And they understand it, but I don't think all of it is like this, but I know it'd be moments where it's like this. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, y'all, but look. I can't take that woman no more. I love y'all to death, man. I could keep going. I mean, I know you can't cut. And it's hard for me because I understand both sides, right? I get it. But it's just like in this interview right here that this guy did. No follow-up questions? Man, you the best, Charlie. Y'all the best. No follow-up questions? Nothing? Mo, a lot of people were shocked by these. But the only difference is, in my Bill Clinton voice, and it's actually true though, Bill was lying. I had no sexual relations with that woman. Oh, man. Do I really think that she is innocent? No. But, in my opinion, it was too much reasonable doubt. Like, you could look at the circumstantial evidence. I get it. But it's just, I have to go there. It's just so hard, though, for me to accept that, which I understand what circumstantial evidence is, right? I get it. But it bothers me to see lead detectives shit on the case, to see another and I know it's a lot, right, that I have to process, with the circumstantial evidence going forward. You could look at it and you could say, yeah, right, yeah. And so, like, you could see it, you can. But I thought that in law, you supposed to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt unless it's just absolutely pointing. But hey, that juror said the best witness was the undercover we didn't see. Oh my. One witness. I get it though, circumstantial evidence. I really get it. It's just to hear these jurors say, to hear her say, oh, she might want to start a show now, and it is what it is. And then to hear them say that we went over the same thing. What is the same thing, woman? What is the same thing, woman? It was 45 or 50 witnesses, and you talking about you kept going over the same thing in 3 fucking hours. That is disgusting to me. But I get it. I get it. I understand circumstantial evidence, right? I understand how you can look at the walk the dog letter. I understand illicit and how it was able to be brought in and whoop-de-whoop. I understand even though, didn't like. I understand what Big George was saying last night about, the prosecution closing statement, and he said the technique, it bothered me last night though. He said the technique. I said, damn, you can convict off techniques? I said, oh my, but, and I don't, but hey, I don't know. That's true. And that's what bothers me in this case, right? You could see the circumstantial evidence, but I'm looking at the lead detective and the officers and everything and how they didn't do their job correctly. And they just, in my Alan Jackson voice, look the other way. And this was the main thing right here, Mo. Now, Lord, explained it. I want to hear you, right? This woman said when they all got back there, they asked the judge, did they do the right thing? That took the wind out of me. Why would you ask a judge, did you do? She said all of them asked the judge, did they do the right thing? Ooh. Did we do the right thing? Mo, that I don't know. Is that she said that we asked the judge when he came back there, did we do the right thing? And she said the judge told him, if all y'all 8 people came up with that, y'all did the right thing, to comfort them, to make them feel better. Like, that was unbelievable to me. Ooh. Did they do the right thing? Like, when you putting somebody away for the rest of their life, right? You got to have conviction on it. They say you need to be able to go to sleep. You don't ask immediately when the judge come back there to you 10 or 15 minutes like, did you do the right thing? You're supposed to know that you did the right thing. Ooh. Oh. Oh. But I don't even know, but the lawyer, said that, ain't nothing wrong with asking the judge that. It ain't. Like, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Shout out to that Sue Nelly in the building. Nellyville. You ain't gonna pay money to have nothing on that, dog. Wait. Hey, shout out to the beautiful Me V. Me V, now look. I'm bothered. Hold on, let me see if I can find. Look. Did we do the right thing? 15 minutes later. And also, she said her husband came up and said, I don't want to talk to you nothing about the case. I just want to let you know I miss you. You miss her. You in the house with her every day. You ain't able to feel on her booty. So she felt like I had to get to my husband. Oh, you know, like I said, I understand circumstantial evidence. And if you look at the circumstantial evidence, it was mean motives and opportunity. I get it. It was. It was. When you look at it, but it was. Just hearing these jurors. Ugh. And that's what he was, Lord, was saying. Like, they asked the judge that. But, you know. Oh my. I love y'all to death, man. We've been on here a long time, man. See y'all soon. You beautiful people are amazing. TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rearview glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Let slip past. Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Beam. Ray from Dallas. Tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man. Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
savage as fuck.